exciting Hallmark.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Christmas show next week.
sure.
We need
Apparently.
guests. We need guests.
Yeah, we do. I'll put the
Listen
word
up, people.
out.
You should be on the show.
There you
If
go.
you're
just
listening to my voice
put it
now,
out.
be on the show. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong with you? Get on the show.
Yeah. Get on the bloody show. It's 780 anyway
Yeah.
tonight. Anyway, not 781, so that would have been wrong.
No, 781 next week.
No, I
though.
said 7 next week.
I get you. Sorry.
I did it on the show notes.
We got
I
it.
always do
That's
that.
quite impressive. I was just like, wow.
I'm very impressive.
You were a week ahead of me.
Yeah, I got a tie and everything. All right, so are we ready to start?
Are you going to
I'm
wear?
recording.
Are you going to wear a tie next week?
Maybe. You'll never know. You just have to
I
tune
think-
in.
Well, I
might
will
wear my
now, 'cause
special
I'll be
Christmas
here.
jumper.
I think you have to wear a Christmas jumper next week, Stu. I think it's
I've got some. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I have plenty of
the only
Christmas
reason
jumpers.
I have this one on today because we put our Christmas tree up finally today. Like that's how slow we
Nice.
are.
Yeah.
But,
I have got, by the way, I've got a video game related Christmas jumper.
Oh, all right.
Where that is anyone's guess, but I've got one.
You better find it. I ain't paying you to gold brick.
Yeah. I have loads of Christmas t-shirts because we have to do some
Christmas time in Hollis, Queens.
Wow. Because we can wear Christmas t-shirts at work all December. So I have about
Brag about
6 or
it.
7 of those.
Just keep showing off, man.
I can
I
wear
know.
whatever I want to work.
You can
I
wear
could
whatever
show up
you
naked.
want. Yeah, you could. I'm sure the
Uh-huh.
teachers would.
I mean,
really-
there really isn't a dress code. Like people come in sweatpants and like tank top, not tank tops, but like t-shirts. Like I'm a
So-
weirdo in a tie and a suit.
So the principal would be like, "Yeah, naked. That's fine, Mr. Piotrowski.
No, that's an exaggeration. That was an example of
your class."
hyperbole. that was taking things to its logical extreme in a silly sense. You see.
Go and teach your children naked. It's fine.
You see, I again, I was not being literal. I think maybe I was not clear about the nature of my attempt at humor there.
As funny as this is,
Yeah,
shall we start?
I think so.
I'm ready. Okay.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Then I come up with you.
To the veteran gamers, Juju, Ginny out of feathers will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick.
Egghead like
Stu's
this
Story
bookie
Time
book.
and Chinny's Game Breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's
fun
the
on the
veteran
bus.
gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun on the bus.
It's the veteran gamers.
Does anyone here not have amnesia? I don't know.
Think we're just about to start getting crazy going on.
Before you have to press repeat, yo.
Yourself.
Hello and welcome to episode 780 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 780. What's up, people? I'm Duke,
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
and we are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle, and I am not wearing a necktie this week. I'm wearing my very special Soma FM black on black sweatshirt here, jumper, hoodie sweatshirt. So that's what I'm wearing.
You did, by the way, you did wear a necktie last week, though. What was on it?
No, I did not. That's
Oh.
incorrect.
Oh,
Why
did
would
you
you
not?
say such a lie?
I thought you did. I thought you wore one last
No,
week.
no.
Oh, okay. Then.
But it is the sweatshirt I'm wearing now is it's black, like Chad Wood.
I'm wearing a Christmas jumper.
Yeah, he is.
I know, I like it.
It says,
Stu's
Who-
wearing a black hoodie.
"Who ate all the
it's actually
mince
navy
pies?"
blue.
Mine
Navy
says.
blue.
The Christmas
Sorry.
jumper says, "Who ate all?"
Who
like
ate all
that.
all the mince pies? All right. Did you eat them all?
I'm not. I don't know. And there isn't a question
That's why
mark.
you got the sweatshirt.
There isn't a
Yeah.
question mark on the end of the thing, so that's
Really?
yeah.
No, that's bad
So
grammar.
it's a reference to the Family Circus cartoon where it's like not me.
So yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure who ate them. I didn't
Another
eat-
reference by Duke that no one understands.
I didn't eat them.
Do you like mince
yeah.
pies? Do you like mince pies?
They're okay.
Because my wife hates them.
Yeah, they're an acquired taste. Like I'll
Yeah.
have one. You know, if someone's handing
My
them out.
wife!
Someone's handing them
My
out.
wife,
I'll have-
Kate, like
I'll
she's
have
like,
one.
we never have a mince pie in the house.
I don't think I've ever had a
Never.
mince pie.
Legally, you're allowed to have one in the house if Kay doesn't like them. You can.
I know,
You can
I
buy
know,
them for yourself.
I know, and I do like. a
No, he
mince
can't.
pie.
You're
That's
a
what
big
you
boy.
think, Chinny.
You're a big boy.
No.
Do you want it? Do you want to hear something interesting about mince pies?
I'm not sure if it's going to be
Yes,
interesting.
however, but
It
no, that's the
is.
thing. Yes, we do want to hear something interesting, so you might as well not tell. If you can find
Oh,
something
how
that's
rude.
interesting.
Go on.
Yes.
Here's
Try
an
us.
interesting
Go ahead.
factoid.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
this is
I'll
gonna
be
be
the judge of
interesting.
whether it's interesting.
About
or
mince
not.
pies.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got to do this.
Recording in progress.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Sorry about that.
So here's
I'm only recording this mince pie fact.
like
This is going on YouTube right here and TikTok.
original mince pies in the whenever they made them in the Middle Ages or whenever they invented them had real mincemeat in them. Mincemeat.
I
And
assume that's why
fruit.
they were called mince pies.
Yeah, mincemeat and fruit.
Well, yeah, but
Why
you have,
is that?
You have like meat pies.
Yeah, but
Hang on a second, Chinny. He's about to get to the interesting detail. Go ahead.
no,
Stu.
that was interesting. But
What?
it's like who
Wait, next you're going to tell me pumpkin pie has pumpkin in it.
who wants meat? No, but mince pies now don't have any meat in it. It's just fruit and
Well,
sugar.
that's not
and
what Wikipedia
spice.
says. First sentence: sweet pie of English origin, filled with mincemeat, being a mixture of fruit, spices, and suet.
Yeah, no actual meat though. It's not meat.
Well, what's suet?
Suet is well, it's a meat derivative, but it's
The
not
raw,
meat.
hard fat of beef, lamb, or mutton.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's
like
not-
meat to me.
It's not mince meat. No, it isn't. It's fat.
If I was
fat
a,
isn't
if
meat.
I was a vegetarian, could I have one?
No.
No.
Oh, so
Well-
then it's meat.
Yeah, I don't think you could have one even if you were just a normal veggie.
So it's meat.
Yeah. Well,
Traditional
it's
mincemeat.
meat.
So the Wikipedia article, second sentence of mincemeat says traditional mincemeat recipes contain meat, notably beef or venison, as
Yeah.
this was a way of preserving meat prior to modern preservation methods.
There you go. Because spice it up a bit doesn't get bacteria on it because bacteria doesn't like spice.
Does it not
Okay.
now?
No, it doesn't. So there you
No.
go.
That's why British people are always so sick.
Interesting thing,
They
vegetarians
don't eat
can't,
spices.
can't eat jelly either. Can't eat jelly.
That's correct. It's made out of hooves.
Again, it's made out of gelatin, which is a derivative
Well,
of meat.
Hooves. It's
Yeah.
a derivative of hooves.
Hmm.
They boil it down and then they make a
If
nice
hooves,
fruit
you-
jelly.
You know, vegetarians can't eat meat either.
No, they can't. That's true. Totally true.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, here we go. Thank you, YouTube. YouTube is all over my business. What would I do without YouTube?
I know, what
I
would
would
you
not
do
be
with it?
ready to teach the young people.
God knows.
Here, wait.
Here we
Whoops.
go.
Oh, crap. I had the wrong thing. Here we go.
That's
Here we
Today
go.
You can eat anything you want to eat, even some sort of gelatin dish. It's made from hooves, you know.
It's made from hooves, you know.
It's made from hooves.
There you go.
Boiled hooves.
There you go. All right. Anybody got a story? I ain't got no story, but maybe one of you has a story.
I ain't got no. Actually, I've not got a story, but
It's
That's a
time
story.
for a story.
It's not a
It's
story,
time
it's not
for
a
a story.
It's a story.
A very special
You're about to tell a
story,
story.
especially for you.
we went to the Manchester Christmas markets early in the month,
Fredo. Yes, Manchester Christmas markets.
and they were rubbish.
Yeah,
they were
are,
just
Oh,
yeah.
man. I'm
rubbish.
sorry.
But this week we were on holiday and we went to the Chester Christmas markets.
Oh, they're better. They're
Uh-huh.
better. They're better.
and they were all right. They were all right. They weren't too bad.
Chester Market is better. Stratford upon Avon is better.
Yeah.
Birmingham is okay.
Oh, every time Chinny starts talking, you know, Shakespeare's birthplace had the best market of all.
He loves it. He should live there.
You know, the
I would move
Bard
there.
is
When,
really well
Oh, of course you
known.
would.
when everybody
I prefer
care
going to the
about-
markets where Shakespeare lived.
when everybody I care about older than me is dead, I'll
Yeah.
I'll
We're
live
going to
there.
move to Stratford.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Merry Christmas, first of all. Secondly, when you die, I'm moving straight away to Stratford.
I'm going to
on-Avon.
Stratford
Well,
upon
like, you know,
Out
Avon.
of this bitch.
It's like
Fuck
the reason why
Wolverhampton.
I'm here is my parents are here, Tara's mum's here, and stuff like that. When
Yeah.
they're gone, I'm like, there's no real reason for me to stick around. To be fair,
Fair enough, I guess.
Hey, at least he's being honest.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I work, I suppose, but
Yeah.
I
What
can-
about Rosa?
Well, you could do
Well,
that from Stratford.
You know what I mean? If everyone-
Rosa would usually come with me.
Okay, so you take Rosa with you. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, because she's.
Yeah, how else are you
going to
start training her in the
months,
Shakespearean language?
Because
Well,
she's 14 months, Stu.
Do you
Just put her in
think
front of the TV
Yeah, but
with a big bag of
you'd,
treats.
You'd have to assume that if everyone around you is dead,
Give her some
right.
mincemeat.
Older than me.
you're probably got to be old. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
And Rosa's probably married and got an house somewhere else.
I don't know. They're all getting on now, Stu. I don't know about that. Like,
Oh yeah, true.
I said
There's
to my,
none of us getting any
Yeah.
younger.
I said to my dad, I was like, as soon as you get a headache, I'm pulling the plug. Like, I need that money.
Yeah, you're going to make good use of these new laws that are coming in, are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're
No,
such a burden.
no, like they, they're getting on and everything.
Oh.
But like, yeah, probably work will keep me here for a bit. But once that's done, I'm out. I'm out.
Once you're
What's
done
he-
with work,
Was he
you
just going to end at some point?
Maybe.
I've done all the work. You've all
Yeah,
got
I've done all the
videos.
work.
Now I'm done. Fuck off.
Maybe.
Yeah, the films are up to date. I'm out of here.
You know,
Right.
You can. There's many ways to exit a business. You forget that it's my business, Stu. So
I
it's,
did-
it's
it
shows
not
that-
a job.
You could flog it.
You know. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm doing these things. I'm just saying these are options. You know.
You could
They're
just like
options.
own it and have someone managing it for you.
Yeah,
And never
exactly. No,
actually step into the
don't-
office.
because my business partner.
That's what a
he's-
real
he's-
baller does.
He's originally
Yeah.
from Devon, so at some point he would like to go back to Devon. I have no fascination with sticking around Wolverhampton, so I'd happily go to Stratford. But Chester, I'd go to Chester. I'd go to Chester.
Chester's a lovely
I'd
place.
go to Chester. And Birmingham Market, by the way, is the biggest in the UK. Did you know?
Yeah,
this?
but it'll be like I feel like.
But
But you go to these Christmas markets.
it's all the same shit.
And every 6 stalls, you just
just-
start
All
again.
it is it's just more shit
Yeah, it
of the
is.
same shit.
I mean, is it anything you couldn't get at like I don't know, Tesco?
Well, yeah, but it's CAC.
Like
It's
what?
got it's food.
It's like it's
What?
food.
Food.
It's like it's just
Food.
like, oh, you got to stand and it's just
it good
cheeses,
food?
which is quite good. Actually.
Sausages.
You can't get
sausages.
cheeses at Tesco.
Yeah. You'll have a market store and it's just jam, and it's
Yeah,
all like
jam.
it's
Oh,
like
okay.
mincemeat
That sounds
jam,
great.
and you're like, wow, this
Thank
is
God
crazy.
you drove to Preston for
Yeah.
that.
Or specialty rums.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah.
all the
Okay.
same.
Well,
shite.
there's a really interesting technology out now called the internet where you can buy rums from all
Yeah.
over the world.
Oh, no, I
Like,
agree.
You don't have to leave your house.
Whoa. Right.
So I don't understand
but
going
there
to
was
a
a-
special
it's about,
market.
it's all about dragging everybody out, being cold
is.
for hours and
Yeah.
miserable, and
There was
sounds
one
great.
and
stall.
spending money that you don't need to.
There was one
Oh, okay.
stall and it had specialty rums, right? And for a 50 centilitre, which is 500 ml, so not even a full size bottle,
Yeah.
right? It was £35 a bottle,
Oh my goodness.
or 2 for 60 quid. So it's like, oh, not your tenner off if you buy 2. And I
Uh-huh.
said to Kay, right, if you were buying a nice present, you could go in the local supermarket and buy a really nice
Of course,
single
but
malt
it's not
whiskey.
like fancy bottles
Oh, yeah,
from
oh,
a
no.
random schmuck on the street.
You could. You
and
could
did they
buy a
have free
lovely malt
samples? Did
in
you
a
try, were you
box.
able to try it?
No, did I? I don't drink.
No, I know, but did they have them available? Those.
Sometimes
Yeah,
they
I
do.
guess.
Sometimes they
Yeah, I
do,
Did
guess.
Kay try it? Because maybe it's
No,
really
she
good
doesn't
rum.
drink. He doesn't drink either.
So why were
but-
you even looking at the rums then?
No, I was just looking at. I was
Because
just
it's
astounded at
Christmas.
how much it
Because
was.
it's okay. Well, I have weird Christmas traditions, I guess. My Christmas tradition includes eating stuff that's given to me by people that like a candied walnut. There you go. That's
Nice.
something I got as a Christmas gift. So
I like
I'm
candied
eating a candied
walnuts.
walnut.
Nice.
They're fine. It's
So
not
are
great.
we-
Somebody else gave me a big box from Amazon, and it's like filled with random shit like Mike and Ike's.
know.
So. that was
So
pretty
what's?
cool. I like
Let me
Mike and
ask you
Ike's.
this. Have you got
Go
any,
ahead. Ask me this.
any Christmas sweet traditions on Christmas Day? Do you get something?
Well, we had
every year?
no, but this year maybe we started one because the Dutchess had the idea to have a cookie potluck.
Oh, okay. I like this. I like
So
the sound
all
of
our
this.
neighbors
Oh,
came by with
roulette
different cookies,
cookie,
and we
roulette
just
cookie.
sat around and ate cookies. Yeah, it was
that's
great.
cool.
So,
So
we
was
got
there
a lot
any
of leftover
weird
cookies
ones?
now.
Do you get any weird
No,
ones?
there really weren't. But there's this new thing now. I don't know if y'all have seen these. Someone gave me some cookies recently, and one of the cookies, and then so one of the cookies was like very nicely decorated, and it kind of looked like it was like somehow printed.
Yeah.
I don't know who printed
okay.
cookies. You know what I'm talking about, Chinny? And I went to a friend's house, and she was doing a book launch of a book she wrote, and she's not done, right? She's not publishing it yet, but she's done with the first draft. So one of her friends wanted to celebrate. So she took the cover of the book and put it on these cookies. And again, like it was printed or she had them made somewhere. I don't know. But the cookie, it's very impressive to see this design, like very professionally done. It's got to be somehow, I don't know how you print cookies, but
Yeah. So
whatever.
it's not like it's like icing on top with it on. It's literally on the cookie.
It's on the cookie, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
that's quite impressive.
It's some sort of edible thing that you can print. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's
I'm not-
basically sort of edible tracing paper that you can print on.
It's so weird. And then like the cookies themselves are just not good. So
Oh,
it's like
God,
it's a
no.
novelty, and it's impressive, but it's also like, ugh, I don't
Tastes
want
like
this because
shit.
I'm eating like toner, and it's also not a good cookie. Like, at least put them on a good cookie, people. Come on.
That tends to be the case, isn't it? You get these fancy beans, and they're just not good quality. It's just like, oh, it's all in there.
They look
it's got
nice,
your
but they
face
don't
on.
taste good.
Tara,
See, that's the thing.
Tara baked a cake this week because it's my niece's birthday this week.
Nice.
She's 1.
By the way,
Surprise.
Tara makes great cakes.
She does. She made a
be the judge
cake
of that.
with a teddy bear thing on it, holding a balloon, and it was like holding a wire, but it looks like a string. So the balloon looks like it's got helium
Nice.
in it.
Yeah.
And for my little baby niece Safia, who's 1.
Tell her not to eat the wire.
So Safia and Rose are roughly about the same age. They're only 2 months apart. So it's all fun. It's all fun. I was in
Yay.
Stockport yesterday, Stu.
Oh,
You-
Stockport.
Lancashire way.
Like, well, it's not. It's great in Manchester, really.
Is it? Is it all the same?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. No, it's a different county.
Yeah, but you all talk like this, don't you? Blah, 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 blah.
Slightly different accent in Manchester,
Ah,
but
blah,
you
blah.
know,
No
it's
way.
northern. It's northern. I'll give you that.
You mad you are, Mike. You're mad. That's what this is
You're
saying.
mad. Do you know there is actually a few towns around here that I don't want to be in the county they're in?
Oh yeah, you get that.
You see,
everywhere.
because we've got Southport, that was originally Lancashire, but now it's part of Merseyside, and they literally don't want that. They're like, I don't want to be a Scouse.
Welcome to the Veteran Gamers Municipal Boundaries discussion.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done with this story time thing.
Yeah,
Should we talk about what we've been playing?
randomness.
Where are you going? Story time's over.
Let's do that.
I had a game, but we don't have time for it.
I'm going to start. I'm going to start, right?
Go
Because
ahead, Stu. You start. We'd love for you to
I
start.
played a shit ton of Fear this week, right? I was like,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try and get this game finished, for Christmas. I'm going to just keep bloody.
It's a perfect
plodding.
Christmas game.
It is. It is.
Agents from a shadowy corporation driven
Yeah.
by some demon lady, and
Yeah.
blood everywhere, and
Yeah,
and-
lots of
and-
blood,
and darkness,
lots of
little
gruesomeness.
kids being killed.
Little
Sleigh
kid. There's no
bells ringing
little.
and
There's,
dun, 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 dun,
there's
dun.
no kids being killed in it.
I thought that was
Okay.
the whole premise. That's why I'm
No.
always scared.
I don't know.
Because she was a little
haven't
kid who
got-
got killed.
Well, I don't know. I haven't got to that bit yet. But it's showing its age a little bit as I get further in.
Why, has he got a walking stick?
No. But I'm playing, probably 6 or 7 levels in now.
Oh yeah.
So I'm well into the game. Probably been playing for about, 4, 5, 6 hours. So I'm well into it.
Yeah.
It looks the same. I could be playing level 1.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm with
It's
you.
exactly the same corridors, same doors.
Mhm.
There is a little bit. I'll give it some credit because there is some variation.
Like what?
Like you get to about level
No, the
5.
walls are yellow.
No, you get to level 5. No, the environments look the same,
Just grey.
whichever level you're in. It's just grey, office, industrial. But the enemies do switch up a little bit, but again, not a lot. So you get about to level 5, and then suddenly you get this new enemy that's completely invisible. And they
Yeah.
only appear if you manage to slow down time and shoot them. Right. And that's quite good because it's a bit of a challenge, and they're really fast and they hop around the level and they're all
Yeah.
over the place. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I like that. And you do get some big beast things and some mechs. So you have to fight
Yeah.
some mechs and stuff, which is fine. I don't mind that either.
Sure.
But then there's this fat dude, right, who you're helping. So you're helping this fat dude. He's trapped in a room. And he's, can you help me? I need to get out of here. Right. And he's all innocent and giving it all this and that. All right. And then you help him out and he does a runner. And the next thing you know, he's in a room, right, behind some glass going, I wonder what this button does. Right. And you're like, well, what does
what an
that button do?
idiot.
Yeah. Presses the button. And the next thing you know, fucking turrets come down from the ceiling, blasting the shit out of you. I'm like, what?
Did they kill him?
No, he just
they
runs
kill
off,
you?
laughing maniacally as he's running away. And I'm just like,
So
wow.
you help him out, and then he
Yeah.
turn on some turrets that are killing you.
For no apparent reason, decides he's going to try and kill you instead.
Well, maybe he thought it was a button that would open up the doors to go outside.
Can I say this looks different? I haven't got to this level yet. This
I've
looks
skipped ahead.
different.
I've skipped
You're
ahead.
giving
Yeah.
him spoilers, Chinny. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
this looks.
giving it
No,
some-
it's
This is a
great.
dark series of hallways. He's in
It's
the other
actually
dark
gonna look
series of
different.
hallways.
And it had a cool gun that was like a laser or something. I don't know what was going on there. I haven't got that. But
All right, so you're enjoying Fear. Turns
The
out
ge-
Alma was 8 when she was brought into Origins. So.
yeah, but she's not dead. I don't think she's dead.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
presumably, if they're experimenting on her, then they're probably
Yeah.
experimenting on other children.
Well,
Doesn't the second game
maybe.
take place largely in a school?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think there's a lot of
that.
dead kids in these games.
I don't think I haven't come across any. I've been
Wow.
playing for 7 hours and I haven't come across
Okay.
one dead kid yet.
All right, fair enough.
Lots of dead guards, lots of dead
Yes.
employees. I mean, some of them are ripped apart in all sorts of creative ways,
Lovely.
Okay.
and they just fall from holes in the ceiling for no apparent reason.
Uh-huh.
I haven't really. Do you know? I remember playing the demo for this, and you climb up some ladders, and then Alma appears at the top. Right,
These
makes you
knives,
jump-
man.
makes you jump, like scares the shit out of you. That hasn't happened yet.
Well, yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know
it's
whether
coming.
I don't know whether it's because I look up every time I'm going up a ladder and never look.
See? You're
like,
too
look down.
slick.
So they
You're
both-
not
maybe
catching me
it-
out, Alma.
Yeah, maybe it only triggers if you're not looking up. I don't know.
Could be.
But it hasn't happened, so I don't know whether I've just avoided doing that.
Okay.
But the gameplay is solid.
Okay. Do you have
Yes.
anything new to say? Because we've got a
Nothing,
shitload of
apart from-
stuff to go
nothing.
through. So
It-
I appreciate. Stu, I don't want to be
it's
rude. I'm being
good.
serious. I don't
No,
want
it's
to be rude.
fine.
But you,
It's good,
it's good.
but it's very samey.
It's very samey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fun shooting things.
Stu, I didn't
Yeah.
want to be
Slowing down
rude. I didn't want to
time.
be rude, but I
No,
it's
that's
just got a lot
fine.
of stuff. That's all.
That's
all.
fine. That's fine.
Sure.
know.
Hi.
Cool.
I've stopped.
Fear. Good.
Okay.
I'm glad
Fear.
you're liking it.
It's good. It's worth £2
Right.
of anyone's money.
Anybody's money. Anyone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go on.
Jenny,
then.
you got stuff, or am I going next?
I think you two have got always, as usual, the most.
Okay. Well, then I'll talk about Heroes Adventure Road to Passion.
Oh.
A couple weeks ago, when I was talking about playing New World and other MMO type games, Chinny pointed out that I don't play the online multiplayer version of them, or I don't play that part of it. I'm not playing with other people. So what's the point? Why not play RPGs, Duke? Well, sometimes when I play RPGs, they're not giving me what I want. Case in point, Heroes Adventure Road to Passion. This game has a lot going for it. I really want to like it. It was made in China. The translation is not great, but the gameplay is kind of sweet. It is a isometric game on a grid, turn-based combat. There is a lot of depth in this game. So the idea is that you're developing skills. You are, I gotta find my notes for this. It's been a minute. Yeah. Yeah, it's got cute graphics. The gameplay is generally solid. Like, you know, it's there's a name for, like, Wixu or something. Like, it's a martial arts game. It's a deep world. There's a lot of different places to go and, you know, storylines to pursue and things like that. There's very long quests. So at one point, this dude is like, hey, help me spit game at the lady who runs the inn. Get something for me of hers. I want a memento. I got to leave, and I'm interested in her, but I'm too shy to talk to her. So basically, you need to get something from the lady who runs the inn. But she don't want to have anything to do with you. She will give you a room. She'll sell you food, and that's it. So you can ask her, hey, can I have your comb? And she's like, what the fuck do you want with my comb? Get away from me, you freak. And that's it. So presumably I need to, like, level up my speech or bring her something that she wants, but I have no idea what that is. So it's just sitting there in my quest log, and I'm on record as somebody who hates to have something on my quest log that I can't do. So it's kind of frustrating that there's these.
Well, did you look it up? Did you look it up on Google? That's
No,
probably the
I
best
didn't.
way of sorting this shit
I
out.
didn't, because as much as possible, I want to do it organically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be looking stuff up on Google, because it's probably going to say, once you go to this other town 6 maps over, like, then you'll find something that
6
belonged to her
maps.
grandmother or something. And then you bring
Wow.
that back and she'll give you her comb, or, you know, it's going to be later in the game, isn't it? So it's like, whatever. That's just a feature of the game. There's slow transitions in and out of combat. So, like, you know, you're fighting a snake and you know you're going to kick its ass. Like, it's an easy fight, but you have to wait for the, you know, bada bada bum. it starts like there's a combat, and then when you win, it's like da 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 da, like you won the combat, and you have to wait for it to finish, and it's like, I just killed one snake. Like in most games, it's like that's it, it's over, you killed the snake. But this game, it's a whole big affair. And then I killed all the snakes. I did everything in the area, the Lost Forest, where I'm like, killing pigs and stuff. And then there's this dude who's like, I'm going to take you under my wing and you're going to be part of my guild and we're going to rebuild this fighting force back to its original blah, blah, blah. So he's like, all right, you took care of the Lost Forest. You dealt with the snakes. You took care of that red pig, special thing you had to do. Now there's a bandit camp nearby. I need you to go clear that out. And I was like, all right, cool. And this dude is with you, in the way that old school RPGs, you have a party with you that they just appear when they need to, right? They like jump out of you. Yeah, they're showing one person moving, but there's really several people. So he's there
which
with
I
me.
hate as well.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You
but
hate
whatever.
this, Ginny. Hate it.
At least you know that he's with you. So when I fought the red pig, for instance, he was like, I will help you, and he's like, like kicking ass. And I'm like, okay, cool. I get to the bandit camp, and I'm killing the main, all the guards is like, one shot, done. This guy takes 3 hits, fine. Okay, I'm making good progress. Here comes the chief of the bandit camp. What are you doing here? And I'm like, I'll fight you. And my homeboy jumps out. I will help. And I'm like, yes, you're going down. Boom, 1 shot kills me. Fight over. I'm dead. Like, load last save. I'm like,
Cool.
What? Are you kidding me? For real? What the fuck?
You obviously weren't hard enough, were you?
I guess. So I got to go level up in the Lost Forest some more, killing more pigs. I'm like,
Nope.
It's
I'm
like, it's sad to say, but I reached a point where the idea of grinding my level is like, what? Why am I grinding levels? Like Bethesda and, New World has spoiled me. I mean, New World, not so much, because there are areas you should not go if you're not the high enough level. But I don't know. It feels like a lot of things in this game are outdated. And there's other stuff I really want to like. The graphics are so cute. I consider it very, nice graphics, but I'm just not enjoying it. So I'm probably going to delete it. I got my money's worth.
Can I just say, I've just seen happen on the screen what you described. I mean, that dude just one-shotted your character.
Yeah, that's your homeboy who's like going to guide you through things. And he's described as a lewd old man, which is weird. I think that's a weird translation. Weird. I don't think he's supposed to be described as lewd.
Well, that means he's a bit creepy.
Well, that's the thing is like if he's lewd, he'd be like, "Hey, I can see your ass through your
it is."
It's like, wait a minute, no. He's just like a drunk old man or like a weird old man. I don't think lewd is the right word there, but
yeah, it would be like, where are the scantily clad ladies?
Lewd,
exactly.
Lewd means crude and offensive in a sexual way.
Yeah,
there you go. And he's not that. So every
not to
review
you.
on Steam. Not to me. Every review I've seen on Steam, even the ones that are glowing with praise, are like, the translation's kind of shitty. Which, again, I don't really mind that much, but I can't enjoy the game. Like, every time I loaded it, I was like, here we go again. I'm going to keep trying with this game. So, unfortunately, it's
I don't think I could enjoy the game full stop.
No.
Yeah, well, I gave it a shot. I don't regret buying it for like $6, but nah.
Yeah.
You gave it a
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you been playing Sifu? Chinny, is that a thing?
Yeah. So last week I was talking about Sifu, and I'm trying to finish the game 20 years old, basically, like without losing a life.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But it's quite difficult. I think last week I was on the 3rd level, which is that tricky boss that I've talked about a few times. I have now done that.
So is this finish it with the good ending as well, not spurring everyone? Or
no,
just
I've
finish
decided not to do that because I don't like any of the bosses. I just want to kill them.
Yeah, that's fine.
SLH in the chat. Hi, SLH.
And also, you kill 58,000 people, so what's a couple more bosses? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and to be fair, it's probably really, really hard to do that.
Yeah.
And that's always the dilemma. Like, it's always so silly. I'm going to kill. And it's not clear that you're killing these other people. You could just be knocking them out, but you're probably killing them. And then it's like okay, now you can be merciful toward one of them.
Some of them you do stab in the chest with a machete, so you definitely kill them.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're dead.
To be honest, like to spare them wouldn't take much more, to be honest. I reckon I could do it, but I've just decided to kill them. So I did the 3rd boss. I've done that this week. I'm now on the 4th level, which wasn't very tricky when I first played it, but the boss is so... Basically, she has these, like, bells for weapons, right? They're like these.
Right.
They're like massive cowbells. I'll try and get the Sifu speed run sort of going. So and I'll
Does she rock them?
she does rock them. So yeah, the record is 22 minutes, by the way, on Sifu.
That's just
crazy.
crazy.
So the this boss, she has these like two giant sort of cowbell things, and they're just really good long range weapons. They just batter you from afar, and it's not hard to beat her, but it's hard to beat her without dying once. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she trips you up a lot, and tripping you up requires a different type of block. Really, the key is to get close. But I am close to doing it. I reckon I could do it. I reckon if I blasted it for an hour, I'd do it. But I don't have lots of time. I just have like some nights I just have one go at it, and then I'll play the other game that we've been playing this week. So,
well, we have audio actually of her karate master telling her how to prepare for her fights.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So
You gotta have more
you can
bells.
see it. You can see her on the video now. Like she's swinging them around, and they are pretty deadly. And
Sure.
they one hit as well.
And they got distance too.
She'll knock the weapon out of your hand. And this speed run, the way I'm copying this guy, basically how he does the speed run, and this speed run is designed for you to be very powerful with a weapon. So you really need that machete to do her in. So yeah, it's
and even with the machete, you're not doing much damage on her. She's very hardcore.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And so the actual boss itself, I didn't struggle with when I played the first time, but struggling to not lose a life. So that's where I am on Sifu. So almost getting there. I just haven't given it loads of time this week, but I'm getting there.
Sure.
It's a good
There
game.
you go.
It's a good game.
It is. It's slick.
Yep.
Back to you, Duke.
Yeah. Last week I played Bus Simulator 21 because it was free on Epic Game Store. And by the way, right now free on Game Store is the latest Lord of the Rings game, Return to Moria, which is like a crafting dwarf mine game. It's kind of a weird concept. I've seen a lot of good reviews for it. I don't know that I would enjoy crafting in Moria. Like I don't want to build in a like a subterranean cave. That just doesn't seem appealing to me. But I got it because it's free. So thanks, Epic Game Store. I ain't buying nothing from you, but whatever. Hey, look, SLH was talking about your jumper there, Chinny.
Oh.
I don't know if she saw you about whatever. It's got a message on it, SLH, for the record. But he's already shown it once, so I don't know.
No, she's saying it should be ugly. It's not ugly enough, is what she's saying.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, whatever. Who ate all the mince pies? So anyway, the game that I played, I've had a demo and I played Bus Simulator. I'm like, too much planning of routes and stuff. I want to play a different game that has driving in a city for no real reason. And so I had a demo for a while called Motor Town Behind the Wheel, and I played that. And it's a piece of shit.
Oh no.
It's really not good at all. It wasn't even recognizing my controller at first. And I'm like, is there something else I got to do? Like besides left trigger reverse and right trigger drive? And it wasn't. I just had to restart the game, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But it's so wonky. The graphics are fine, but it just doesn't play well. And so she's eating mince pies, apparently. Yeah. So whatever. Like, apparently it's got some depth. Some people really like this game, but I couldn't stand it. It just felt ugly and sketch, and it was not well made. And it's like, for instance, as soon as I finally got the car working, it just puts you in a car. It's just like car. Okay, now you're in a car. And then it was like hitchhiker. And it like put it on your GPS. It's like, go pick up the hitchhiker. It doesn't even say pick up the hitchhiker. It just says hitchhiker. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to go pick up a hitchhiker that I have a GPS route to. So I guess I'm like an Uber for hitchhikers or
Yeah,
something.
I've got my app that picks up hitchhikers.
Yeah. Just give me a ride, motherfucker. That's the app. Anyway, so I got the hitchhiker and then like I dropped her off and then it was like ding, like finished. And then it was like hitchhiker and there was another hitchhiker. I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I played it for literally 10 minutes. It just was so not fun.
It looks terrible.
It is.
It just
It's
looks
pretty
awful.
terrible.
It looks truly awful.
I mean, it's going for like a cutesy kind of art style, which is fine, but it just no, nope.
Nope.
Behind the wheel, nope, not fun.
Motor
Town,
Well, I'm
skip it.
I'm going to talk about a really fun, happy, clappy, super duper, put a big smile on your face game.
I'm getting the
Okay.
sense this is irony here.
Because I finished mouthwashing.
Oh yeah.
Volley.
You wasn't sure last week, was you? You were.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this game is dark.
I've heard.
Ah.
I've heard. What I've heard about
Literally
this game,
and
Holy-
figuratively.
what I've heard
Holy
about this game
crap.
is that the way it starts out is not the way it sort of goes on. It's like it's worse and worse and worse.
It's shocking. The ending was shocking.
Shocking.
It's not very long. It only took about 2.5, 3 hours to finish.
Mm-hmm.
There's no puzzling in it really. You've just got to do stuff. And it's only a small spaceship, so it doesn't take you long to work out where everything is. So, you know,
It's
when
like
you
your
have to,
ideal game, isn't it? Just don't
Yeah.
have to do anything. Just trudge your way through it.
it's not even a walking simulator though. That's not the case. It's you just do little missions in a very tiny space.
Yeah.
It's probably the best way to describe it. But oh my god, it is dark beyond dark. I mean, this is not a game you could turn around and say you enjoyed playing.
Right. But did you enjoy playing it?
I don't know.
Will it
It's
be on
really-
your Game of the Year discussion?
No, I don't think it will.
Because
To
a
be
lot of people are
honest.
saying this is up there for them.
It's interesting.
Interesting. That's
It's
what you say when you go on a
interesting.
bad date.
I know. It's interesting, but and the story's quite interesting. I can't say it's a good story
I've
because
never
it's
seen
horrible.
you so speechless.
It's hard to
Yeah, really.
describe because it's so horrible. I mean, what happens in the game and stuff that's alluded to. There's some things that are alluded to that aren't explicitly said, but you pretty much know what went down. You know what I mean? It doesn't spell it out fully, but you know.
They turn people into mouthwash.
No.
Oh.
It's just horrible. I mean, it's
Okay.
and then people were complaining, right? Some of the reviews are like, "Oh, it didn't make me jump once." It's not that sort of horror. It's
No.
not. It's not a make you jump
It's
out
the
of your
horror
skin.
that gets under your skin and into your
It's-
intestines.
Oh,
Just
Stu
hor-
froze.
oh, you froze.
horrible.
You froze there, Stu.
Sorry, it's horrible
Mm.
rather than
Horror.
horror. It's just horrible.
Mm.
Clever.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's clever, but
Okay.
So I don't. Do you like it?
I don't know.
Would you recommend anybody else play it?
No,
Okay.
I don't. Well,
So thumbs down from Stu.
it depends on your threshold
Uh-huh.
for experience.
I'll be honest, it's making me
horrible
curious. It
things.
makes me
I'll
want
tell
to
you
watch
what,
it.
It's making me curious now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play it, but I might watch it on YouTube.
It depends on your threshold. If you're quite happy to watch a really disturbing.
Let me ask you this question, Stu.
Yeah.
You've seen
Story.
Requiem for a Dream, right?
No, I don't think I
You
have.
never saw
no.
that movie?
No, I never saw that.
You've
movie.
seen Saw, though.
I have seen Saw.
Okay. Does this game freak you out? Were you freaked out? Were you more
No.
or less freaked out by this game than you were at the end of Saw?
No, I wasn't freaked out.
Okay.
I was just disturbed. It's not.
It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Not really. It's not a freak you out game. It's just disturbing.
Okay.
story's
So, like, give me a
disturbing.
disturbing
Dark.
movie that like has a comparative.
The Human Centipede.
Okay, so were you more disturbed at the end of this than you were at the end of this Human Centipede?
Never seen the Human Centipede, but I
What the fuck?
imagine
Jesus Christ. Okay, fine.
It's a
so
similar
this is on that
sort of-
level, though. You think this is on
Yeah.
that level? Okay, fine.
not
thank
quite
you,
as bad
gotcha.
as that. Not quite
Okay,
that bad.
so it's the Human Centipede about 85% of the way to the
Correct.
disturbing level of Human Centipede. Okay.
Yes, I would have
There you
said
go.
that's
Put it on the
probably a
box,
good
mouthwashing.
comparison.
Okay, great.
It's that sort of horror, you know, that
Okay, well, I don't have any interest
horrible.
in that kind of thing. So
horrible
if
horror.
that's the cultural analog that you bring up, I think I'll
I
pass.
kind of want to see what happens now.
I might read a summary on YouTube or on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't have a lot of summaries.
It's horrible, and it gets you to
Okay.
do stuff that's horrible.
Good.
Oh well.
This might be
It's
a
a
nice
horrible
little.
game.
This might be. You remember my
A good
nice
Christmas
little
game.
Christmas game.
Oh yeah, this is a nice little play for 2.5 hours Christmas
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. And your
Horrible.
breath will be minty fresh at the end of it.
It will be, and you might be a bit pissed.
Mm.
Yeah. All
right.
right. So that's mouth washing.
Mouth washing.
Yeah.
I'll talk about one more, and then we can get to the play my game.
Yeah.
I played a demo for a game called Elin, which is apparently a sequel to Eloia. I don't know. There was another game there was a roguelike, and then this is like a sequel to it. And this brought in crafting and survival mechanics, and
Piece of shit.
it's a piece of shit.
Oh, God.
Like, you know me, I play all the crafting games. I got a low ass bar when it comes to crafting games, right?
Yeah.
Put me somewhere, I'll punch a tree, I'll get some stones off the ground, and then I'll make an axe, and I'll make a pick, and then I'll keep going. This game, I was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It just threw you in. It was like, go. And I'm like, go what? Dude, what? I can't. I'm punching this tree. Nothing's happening. It's like, make an axe. How do I make an axe? It's like crafting. I'm like, how do I craft? Well, okay, I finally figured out the craft menu because there's no tutorial, no hints for nothing. And I'm just hitting buttons at random, looking in the settings. And then finally, it's like, you need 10 sticks to make an axe. I'm like, where am I going to get sticks? Because there's no sticks lying around. Usually there's sticks lying around. That's how you start getting sticks. There's no sticks. What am I supposed to do? Give me sticks, motherfuckers. So fuck this game. I am done.
You done?
Done.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't have more to say about it. It's just no. I was not fooling you with a negative buildup, and then like I finally got to the point where I love it. Nope, I got to the point where I uninstalled it, and you know what? It took 4 seconds to uninstall because, as you can see, the graphics are very basic, and there might be depth in this game, but I'll never know because I quit playing after like 15 minutes. Fuck this shit.
Yeah,
I don't want my hand held, but I need a little bit of hand holding. If I can't figure out how to get started with the crafting, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, come on. It's me.
enough.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Play anything.
Yeah. Come on.
Well, in that
So
case,
anyway.
Piece of shit.
in that case, it's time for play my game, bitch.
I think it is.
Yeah, bitch!
Hello? Hello? Stop saying hello!
I withdraw my question.
So, Indiana
Ba-ba-da-ba,
Jones.
ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-ba. It's Indiana Jones, the long-awaited Indiana Jones, and I didn't know. Y'all didn't tell me this is a Bethesda game. I was like,
Well,
oh
it's
shit!
not.
I played
It's not, though,
I
is
played
it?
it. I opened it on Saturday. As
It's-
soon as I start opening it, it's like Bethesda. I'm like, Bethesda. I would have played this on Monday if I had known.
It's not Bethesda.
Well, it's got a big Bethesda
No,
logo that
that's 'cause they
starts up
own
when you
this-
start the game.
Yeah, but
Because they own the
Todd Howard.
studio.
This is Todd Howard said this is the story that he's wanted to write for Indiana Jones since he was a kid.
Yeah, but it's machine games. It's
But
the
Todd Howard
people who made
Has had his hands
Wolfenstein.
all over this.
Do you think so?
He has. No, I've seen interviews where he's talked about it. He
It's
said,
like, I wrote this game. It's not machine games. It's me.
yeah, but it definitely feels like a
It may
machine
be
game,
that the
yeah.
company that owns the one studio has the ability to impact it.
Yes.
Anyway,
I
I've
noticed. I'll
always
tell you
thought.
what. I'll tell you what. They didn't use a bloody engine from bloody all their other games on this, did they? id Tech.
It kind of looks like whatever. I've always thought that the best part of the Indiana Jones stories is where you're walking through the jungle,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing because there's quite a bit of walking through the jungle.
There is at the
start of this
beginning.
game.
There is. Also, can we just say when he uncovers the statue, the dude completely overreacts.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
What the what?
No, he's doing exactly what he should be doing.
Yeah,
Ah!
it was like some weird.
Yeah, but you know what? That guy is still
He knew.
alive.
He knew though. Yeah, exactly. He
Well, I
did the right
guess.
thing.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Other homeboys sucking on a bunch of spears through the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. That did happen.
Yeah,
So
he
so
is.
we play the Indiana Jones the Great Circle. Obviously the start is the first Indiana Jones movie. It's replaying
Yes,
the
it
part of
is.
the movie.
Yes, you are.
I'm just gonna go out.
Now, sorry, I just have a question before you get to that, Chinny. Have y'all been like gaga over Indiana Jones? What's your relationship to Indiana Jones?
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. You know, I'm more of a Bond fan. Look, I'm a big James Bond fan. And
I never got into Indiana Jones. My friends were like, "Oh my
No,
god,
I like
new
it.
Indiana Jones
Yeah.
coming out!" And I was always like, "Okay, like it's fine." I
The
don't have a
reason why I
problem with
bring
it.
up Bond is because Spielberg always wanted to make a Bond movie, and George
Uh-huh.
Lucas said, what if I give you something that I think is going to be bigger than Bond? And he gave him Indiana Jones.
Okay.
And this is when no one liked Spielberg in Hollywood because he was over budget and he took too long to make movies, and Indiana Jones was what brought him back. And
interesting.
So I like it. I like Indiana Jones movies. I think it's my favorite director, Spielberg. They're fun. They're good fun. 1, 2, and 3. I saw 4. I didn't think much of it, and I haven't seen the last one. But he's a charming guy. Harrison Ford's brilliant. They're fun movies, and me and Tara have watched them and enjoyed them. I probably haven't watched them more than twice in my life.
Yeah. Right.
But I've always caught little bits here and there, and they're so culturally relevant, aren't they?
They're very iconic.
Yeah, they're iconic. You know a lot about them, kind of like Star Wars. You know a lot about them before going in, sort of thing. It's okay. And what I'll say about this game is that I think it's fucking brilliant. To be fair, I just think it's great. Like, it's just brilliant. And from what I've heard, it only gets better and better and better. Because I've finished the intro. I'm in Vatican City now. And I'm
Can I just say though, I have got a small criticism.
Whatever you're gonna say.
I also do, except instead of small, mine's medium sized.
So some huge giant black dude covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
Breaks into the college or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got a thing from the Vatican.
Yeah.
Now I hate to say it, but I reckon they would notice him at the Vatican. I feel like
he's presumably an enforcer for the Vatican and like doing stuff for them. He's on the payroll.
I don't know. I was just like, oh.
That's
And when
the
he
sense I got.
when he goes to the Vatican, he says to the guy, "Have you seen a guy around here who's tall?" And he says, "Father somebody or other." And he's like, "No, it's definitely not that dude."
Yeah.
Father Goliath. Yeah.
Father Thomas.
What are you up to, Father Goliath?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you might be starting Sunday prayers, but if you want to keep doing the
Like the
Father Goliath's a weird guy.
I feel like the game is sort of, it's almost like a comedy game in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of treat it like a comedy game because the story is like, there's a big giant, and he just asks around, and he goes, "Giant, you say? Yeah, I have seen one of those." And you're like, "All right, fine. I just need enough to get me there. Right? It's fine."
Yeah, right.
And there's a lot of like, because it's a lot of melee combat in this, and there's a lot of.
It's Dishonored without the magic.
It's a lot of enemies wandering around staring at walls. Conveniently for me,
which I was very happy about because I suck at stealth.
No, I like
so when
that.
I saw that it was like stealth, because at first when you start playing, it's like, how stealthy do you want to be? And I was like, I should put it on easy. I'm gonna put it on medium just to see if I can do it. And I was having no trouble because, like you said, they're all staring at walls, and I just come up behind them, and they happen to have a whole lot of shovels and broken sticks lying around, so you can easily just pop them in the back of the head, which is very nice.
Yeah, I sort of see it as. It's quite a funny game, like, because everything you pick up and hit over the head with someone is like, it's funny, like it has funny sound effects. And I saw a guitar, and I was like,
I did the guitar.
I'm gonna pick this guitar up, and like it's just this sort
and
of
you got an
silly,
achievement for it, didn't you?
It's a silly sort of campy sort of adventure game. So I've
and then you come out with the whip.
I come out with whip.
Yeah, you come out with the whip.
Great. So then you totally throw me off.
Good. Mission accomplished.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hitting people with all sorts of melee things.
Don't know what I'm going to say now. No idea. I was going to say.
You're hitting people with lots of melee things, and they all have their own sound effects. It's a very funny game.
Ping. Comedy game.
But
funny.
It's a funny game, and I think, like, even with the enemies in there, they can clearly see you, but like their cone of vision is so poor. I just sort of assume every enemy has really poor eyesight in this game, which works for me. So all the sort of things that you can complain about in other games, for some reason, I just don't mind it in this game. It's like quite easy. It's made quite easy for you, and the melee combat isn't great.
No, it isn't. You definitely don't want. The moment you do get a scene, you're overpowered fast.
No, well, I got into a room when I was in the catacombs. I was in the catacombs, and there was a lot of people in there. I kept on getting disturbed, but eventually, like I figured it out. And it's not that often you get involved, but I've heard that this game is just huge, and there's so much to do in each area. That Vatican City, there's so many side quests, so many things to pick up.
There are. I have read quite a lot of reviewers though who were saying ignore all the side stuff because it's not very rewarding. It's just
Yeah.
busy work.
I know, and like
just
some of the
stick
levels,
to the story.
some of the levels later on get better as well.
Yeah,
so,
stick to the story is
yeah.
what they're saying if you want to enjoy it the most.
I totally love it. I think like everything you do sort of like makes sense as indie. It's not really a game where you're shooting a lot. I've never shot the guns once.
No, you have a gun though, don't you?
You
do
have a
gun.
gun. Yeah, there's just sort of silly moments where like you open this secret door in the library, and no one's been down there for hundreds of years, and then you don't even close it on the way back. Like,
No, you
gonna
just leave it wide open. And the
that
big,
open.
let's be honest,
Don't worry
the
about
big
it.
Hey,
dude,
Fred, the janitor, go take care of that room. It's
the
nasty.
big dude's been down there right in the middle of the library. He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wanders
Sure.
through to
Don't
go
worry
down.
about it. So yeah, I just think it's just a really unique, interesting game that we don't. I haven't really played much. I haven't really played a game like this, to be honest. Like the last Wolfenstein games was probably the closest thing.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun game. I'm just really enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it. I am on a mission at the moment, which I am finding slightly tedious.
Where are you? Because I'm probably ahead of you.
I've got to go and buy a camera.
Yeah.
So I've got to hunt round to get enough money.
Oh, I already
and
had
it's-
enough money.
Oh, you see, I haven't been obviously picked enough up.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, so now I'm scrounging around Vatican City trying to find money, not get seen by guards. And I've still got like £100 to go. So
Oh,
I'm just
right.
like,
No,
God.
I already had loads of
But
money.
you're
when-
stealing from fascists, which is the good news.
Yeah.
No, that's fine, but it's
Welcome.
it's just a bit tedious.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Did you can just a note when you get the camera, you can take the pictures of the cats, and they give you more experience.
All right, okay.
So when you hear a cat, you're like, oh, I'll take a picture of that. And
Yeah, I've seen a few cats.
yeah. I just everything really works well. I think the map works well. I think
Yeah.
Troy Baker as Harrison
The
Ford
voice
as
acting is
Indy
nailed, isn't
is
it?
just
Yeah.
suspiciously good, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Suspiciously good.
Almost too good.
Almost AI-ly good.
Yeah. Yeah, it does
I
make
see
you
what you did
wonder.
there. It's very subtle. Yeah.
He just sounds exactly like
I'll
it.
try and be a bit more subtle. I think it has been doctored with AI.
Robots.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. That's
Does
that's
that
me.
matter though? Does it matter?
No, I suppose not. But like, if they did do that, you'd think that they would let you know. But Troy Baker is one hell of a voice actor, isn't he? So
He is.
all I want is video footage of Troy doing it live.
Doing indie.
Yeah, but they could doctor
live.
that video footage.
But if it's at a
That's
panel
true.
or something, it's
Oh.
you know,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, do it like that. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Just send a rocket into space and take a picture
Yes.
and see if the Earth's round. That's all I'm asking.
That's all we want to know.
That's all I want to know.
They did that in 1965.
It's not that big a deal.
I don't buy that. Okay, so
Uh,
nothing's ever going to convince you. Huh?
So you're not enjoying it, Duke?
I uninstalled it. I played a couple levels. I was wandering around the Vatican. I got to the homeboy who's got like, what, he's got a Walkman or something? Something in his ears? And he's got
No,
something
it's
around
because
his
he's
neck?
deaf. He's deaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
I must
So
admit,
what's, the,
I must
what's in
admit,
his
I
ear?
did think
What's around his neck?
A hearing aid,
It-
probably.
it's some sort of hearing.
It's
thing,
hearing
I'm
aid,
Wasn't it
guessing.
1943?
No, it's 1938, but like, no, it's
Okay.
before you go, there's
Here
a
we
hearing
go.
aid, and it has a speaker, like a microphone here around the neck, and it's a really old.
That seems like pretty advanced technology for 1938.
Yeah, but these people at the cloth, they
This-
had a lot of money.
This
Do
is
they
a,
have time portals?
this is a
Yeah.
franchise where you can get your soul sucked out of you if you look at the wrong
That's
thing.
magic. I'm not mad at magic. I'm mad at
How
technology
do you know
that
that
didn't
the
exist in
hearing aid isn't
1938.
magic? Okay.
Maybe it is. Okay. Well, you know what? I need to be fair, and I guess it's the type of
Whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it.
I picked
I see,
just
all right, yes. But in episode AG4...
Wizard.
so just so you
Wizard.
know, I picked up a piece of paper and it said the hearing aid is magic. Duke, does that satisfy you?
Oh yeah. Okay, well, that's cool. Whatever. I don't really mind that very much. It just struck
Is
me
that
as
what
odd.
made you want to install it when you saw that?
No, it's
that,
not.
That earpiece
What
and
made
you
me
was
want to
like,
install it was that I wasn't having fun. I was just
wasn't-
like, okay, this feels a lot like Dishonored.
There wasn't
and I'm
Sony
wandering around in
Walkmans
the
in
darkness.
1938.
Yeah,
Uninstall.
exactly. This is bullshit. And I wanted to play with the whip more.
Then I come out with whip.
I don't know. It's not bad. Like, everything you said is spot on. I think if I liked the Indiana Jones franchise, I'd be more into it. But I don't know. Wandered around the college, looking at footprints. I was like, I think I'm
Instead, you'd
impatient
rather
when it
just
comes to a lot
chop
of games.
trees endlessly.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
I
he
want to
does.
level up my wood chopping skills.
He
in
wants
New
to chop
World.
them trees. and
what
pick
happened?
them-
What happened, Duke? Was like you was playing this game and you're like, oh, I'm actually playing a game that contains fun. I don't want to do this.
No, that's not what happened. What happened was I said, "Oh, I'm actually playing a game that contains a story. Get the fuck out of here with this story."
Yeah, and
shit.
it's just not repetitive enough.
Exactly. Well, it was repetitive. I was hitting people over the head with bottles and sticks and shovels, and I don't think I got the guitar, but I used a lot of different things to knock out guards. But at a certain point, I was like, okay, now I'm knocking out another guard. And like you said, Chinny, I'm glad they were all staring at walls.
Yeah, no, I do. I am.
I'm not good at stealth.
Yeah, I'm really. Like, I just.
Yeah.
I think that's their job description. Is like, right, you got to wander around this catacomb, but make
We have
sure
a lot of worms that crawl up these walls. We need you to be on the lookout.
there's one entrance and there's one exit, so don't look at those. Just look at the corners of the rooms.
Exactly.
Because that's
And
useful.
definitely don't be near the key that's dangling on this little hook. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think?
But
you're
again,
gonna
I would not give it a thumbs down. Like, it's a fine game, and if I was into it, I would keep playing because there's nothing wrong with it. I just it
do you
didn't
think
move me. It didn't
you're gonna
grab me.
continue with it, Stu?
Yes, I like it more than Duke,
Yeah.
but not as much as you. I
Right.
think would be fair to say.
So you
Which
don't.
isn't
I'm
saying
alright
much,
with
to be
it.
fair, but
You two
I'm
just don't
alright
like
with it.
fun stuff then. Is
It's
the
not
sort
that
of
no,
way
but
it is?
I'm finding it tedious, and I know you had loads of cash lying in your pockets when you got there.
Oh yeah, I'm just.
But
it's
I
like
haven't,
life,
so
it's
now
like
I'm
real life,
wandering
isn't it?
around a
so
bit
now you know,
aimlessly.
Stu, that you got to be looking for money all the time.
As soon as I
ages
find
until
out
I
in the
find enough.
future.
As soon as I find out you got to pick up cash, I was like, right, I'm on the rob.
There we go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I should have maybe done more of that, but I didn't expect to have to buy a camera off of some dude in the Vatican.
And
for
also,
pounds.
Homeboy works in a college with many rare antiquities. He couldn't pocket a little cat statue and then sell it when he got to the Vatican. I need to buy a
Exactly.
camera. Oh, let me go into my
Also-
suitcase here. I got some stuff in
also-
here.
Why am I collecting pounds when like they're in bloody Italy and it should be lira?
It's a good
I don't
question.
know. I don't know.
It's a good
They're in bloody
question.
Rome. Why am I collecting freaking
Good
pounds?
question. So we got two historical inaccuracies
And if
here.
it's German
We got
soldiers,
pounds,
it should
we
be
got the
bloody
Walkman.
Deutschmarks.
They're not German. It's in the Vatican. There's no German.
No, but there's like soldiers around in there. What are they?
Yeah, but it's Rome.
No. Yeah, the Italian soldiers, German soldiers, and Nazis are always involved in Indiana Jones.
But I think there were different kinds of fascists in Italy though, so I think that's who you're fighting against here.
Yeah, maybe.
At least in this level.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Also, I have got one other issue, slight issue.
go on.
I've been
Go
to
ahead.
I've been to the Vatican
Oh,
in
here
real
we go.
life.
Oh, it's
Here
personal.
we
He
go.
knows what he's
Alright.
talking about.
Well, I've
Jimmy.
actually been there, and
I've been to the
it's not quite
And?
accurate.
Okay, hang on a
It's
second. I want
not.
to hear what he has to say. You've been there and
It's not
not
colourful
very
enough.
dark.
It's too dark. There's not enough. I haven't seen
But
any of
Stu,
this stuff.
have you
I've
been to the Vatican in 1938?
No, but all those paintings were done in the bloody 800
That's
bloody
true.
AD or something. They've been there forever.
Probably
and a
during the
day.
Renaissance because that's
Yeah.
when Michelangelo.
Whenever
was,
the hell that was. But it was definitely before
yeah. It was
1930.
800 AD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
they-
You're right.
it's-
It was
it's not-
done
for
in
me.
the late Middle
It's
Ages.
not a full representation of the.
I've
I was
actually-
Well,
expecting
but
to
on
go
the other
St.
hand, you're
Peter's
like you're underground
Sistine
and you're in the
Chapel.
tunnels area. You're not in the Sistine Chapel in this game, are you?
No, not yet. But I feel
think
like
you
you
do
should.
go
They
there.
take you to the Vatican. I
Okay.
want to see the Vatican.
I think you
I
do
love-
go
the
there.
fact is, the problem is when you're sneaking into the Vatican, you're not seeing enough beautiful paintings.
Correct.
Like what?
It could be
You're
no.
sneaking through the sewers.
It could be any exactly. It could be any other.
They don't
brown,
have paintings in the sewers though.
No, but it could be any old brown building somewhere. It's not
Yes, I agree.
distinctive enough to be the
Well,
Vatican.
maybe you're
so
gonna
far.
you're gonna get there. Like maybe it'll be at a certain
Maybe.
point you emerge into
Well, I
a
hope
place
so.
with lovely paintings.
I hope
Okay.
I end up in St.
On that
Peter's
day you'll be
Basilica
like
and I can
thumbs
go,
up, baby.
This
Yeah.
looks exactly.
This is the
like it."
Vatican I've seen. This is the
Yeah,
real
exactly.
Vatican because I've been to the Vatican.
Exactly.
I know the Vatican.
I was just
Okay.
expecting it to be a bit more like the Vatican.
That
I
you
mean,
know.
don't get me wrong. That I know. That I've seen.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
don't get me wrong. They're a beautiful, but up to now, I mean, you can see St. Peter's Basilica in the distance,
Yes, you can, and it's very pretty.
but I haven't seen anything that's recognizable as the Vatican. I mean, the castle.
He even says
to an
nice view
extent.
when you first see it. He's like, nice view.
Yeah. The castle, but the first place you go in is there. I've seen that.
Yeah,
But
sure.
beyond, that's it.
I've
so
actually
far.
been there, and it's,
I wonder if you have any thoughts about the Assassin's Creed game that takes place in Venice.
You know, when we played Spider-Man, right? Been
Yes.
to New
Have
York.
you been to New York?
Looks exactly like it. I could instantly recognize loads of stuff
I've
in it.
actually been to New York.
So
Did it have the M&M store? Because that's New York.
I didn't see Spider-Man when I was in New York.
no, you
so
didn't.
it's
But when
not-
I heard this was set in the Vatican, I was expecting to see stuff I knew.
Yeah. I'm just
just-
going to write an
well,
email to the
maybe.
developers, and it says, "Why didn't you recreate the Vatican brick by brick?"
No, but
That's Stu knows.
no.
Kind regards, veteran gamers.
Assassin's Creed's London, right? Whatever that's
PS,
called. I can't remember.
PS, love your work. And
Loads of recognizable stuff that's in London. It's like, oh yeah.
Well,
it's
maybe they
London.
didn't make that a priority for the early
Right.
part of the levels. You're going to get
Assassin's
there,
Creed
maybe.
Brotherhood, they had Venice, looks exactly like Venice.
it looks
Right.
like the Vatican, Stu.
I'm not convinced.
I'm walking around it going, I feel like I'm in the Vatican.
Have you been?
No.
Well,
See,
you
Chitty,
wouldn't
you
be
haven't
saying
been,
that.
so you don't
You wouldn't
know.
be saying it.
So?
But
You'd be
here's the
going,
thing, Stu. Hang on a second, Stu. You've got your brain has created it's called a schema, this representation of the Vatican that you're familiar with. But you saw what, 10, 15% of the Vatican when you were there, right?
Maybe, but that's
Ah.
That's
irrelevant.
a lot to Vatican City is a large place.
I know, but if you're gonna have a level of a game set in the Vatican, in my opinion,
You wanted to go to be in the places
You
that
should
you went
quickly
for a
be
day.
taking you to the places that are most famously associated with
correct,
the Vatican.
recognizable
I understand
stuff.
that.
Have a
understand.
gunfight in the Sistine Chapel. Do you know what I,
I would
mean?
say-
Yeah, but that might happen. That might happen.
It might
Maybe.
happen. You when you get done with the Vatican level, then you can complain all you want.
I will. I'll
bitch.
wait.
Okay.
I'll wait. I'll
I have
hold.
a feeling you will.
I'll
Okay.
hold.
So this is just a prelude. Don't worry, people. There's going to be more to come
'Cause
after Stu finishes.
I'm in the catacombs of the Vatican. Did you go to the catacombs of the Vatican?
I've been in the catacombs. Yes.
And did you see a puzzle where you had to fill a thing with wine?
Not yet.
Well, how do you know it was fucking there then, eh?
Well,
Right.
exactly.
Wait, but that's not in the Vatican. He didn't do that when he was actually
Yeah,
there.
that's
did
definitely
you?
not at the Vatican.
Yeah, there's no puzzles. I went to we walked past the line to get into the Vatican. And I was like 2 hours. Fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
it is.
And we went to some other place that was
Did
a
you
lot
did
shorter
you
line.
did you hit anybody over the head with a shovel when you was at the Vatican?
I
I
didn't.
did. I hit people with shovels. I cracked my whip at them.
Yeah.
And I
Also,
come out with whip.
can I ask?
Yeah, you come out with the whip.
Really, you got to stop that.
No, it's great.
I don't know why, but the whip crack in this game is the loudest sound I have ever heard.
Yeah,
in
it
my
is.
life.
Well, that's because that's what happens when you crack a whip. It's very loud.
And then
Yeah, well,
I've
all-
cracked a
then
whip
Turn it
before.
up to 11.
It's because you're trying to be
I haven't.
quiet, right? And all the guards are like, and then you crack this whip and they're just like, nothing. I'm not paid enough.
Well, I
to
also
care
love the
about
fact that I clunked one out. They found the body. They were like, "Oh, it's the Lord," and it wasn't. They were speaking French. Or they were saying Italian, but I don't know how to speak Italian. So then they go running off toward the other dark area, and I'm like, maybe you should run to where the key is, because that's where I was when you found
It's
the
the
body.
classic,
But they went
like-
running the other way.
It's the classic must have been the wind.
Yeah, exactly.
must have
Yeah.
been the wind.
That's the joke in Once Human. Did you hear something? Did you hear something? Brrr, brrr, and now you're dead.
Well, I
So,
like it. I like
it sounds
Indiana
like you're
Jones
both giving
and
it a thumbs
Vector.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
Thumbs
still
up
giving
from
it a
me.
thumbs
Two
up.
is a tenuous
But
thumbs up based on how realistic the Vatican
Yeah.
scenes are
Yeah, it is.
ultimately are.
Have you
Okay.
been to the pyramids, Stu? The
I
Egypt?
haven't. No, I haven't.
Assassin's Creed Origins,
because
bullshit.
there's a level in Egypt coming up, and apparently that's like the best level in the game. But
Probably bullshit.
Okay.
so what you'll have to do there, Stu, is you'll have to pause the game right there, take a
Yeah,
trip
have a
to
look.
Egypt,
Go to Egypt, yeah.
Yeah.
and then come
Yep.
back.
I will do.
I understand they're triangular, the pyramids.
I want to have authentic comparisons to
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
The pyramids are 2D.
Yeah, apparently
But
so.
if you're Malcolm X, you're gonna have some CIA guys following you there.
Play it.
I gotta find it. Where is? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Another reference by Duke that no one understands. Fantastic.
There you go.
Okay,
Well,
thumbs up. I'm
need
going
to
to
move
keep
that up
playing
so
it.
it's
I'm
easier
really
to get to.
enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep playing it because it's my kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna not play it, but I recognize the quality of it, and I can't ever say anything bad about Bethesda. So.
It's not Bethesda.
Not Bethesda, man. What's the matter with you?
It's not Bethesda.
I can't say anything bad about a game that has Bethesda on it.
Okay, regardless of whether it's publisher or
Okay.
maker.
Then I come out with whip.
That's the last time. That's the last time. You're welcome.
I'm putting a ban on.
All
that.
right. What's next?
I guess we're going into what was announced at the
games that are coming up. This is
Awards.
news. This is actually news, isn't it?
Putting news first.
Looking ahead into the future.
We might as well
Living
talk.
for the
Shall we start with The Witcher 4? We got to start with The Witcher 4.
Yeah, we got to
haven't
start with The Witcher.
So,
4.
for those who don't know, there were recently the Game Awards, and there were some announcements during the Game Awards. And Chinny very kindly did you do this? Did you automate this somehow, or did you sit here doing these time codes?
Somebody in the comments of that video did all this.
Okay,
and then
gotcha.
I copied
Wow.
and pasted
So,
it.
right. So there were it looks like 30 maybe games that were announced.
There was a lot.
Maybe 40.
announced.
Yeah.
And so Chinny put a big list of them and said, who wants to talk about what? So we've all chosen some that we want to talk about, and there's obviously others that we're all going to talk about.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with The Witcher 4. And that's, to be fair, as far as I can tell, and I looked up some of these independently to see like what actually, because Chinny gave us a compilation video,
Yeah.
which was plenty long by
Yeah.
itself, but they're presumably, these are little tidbits.
Yeah, they
from
were literally
these
like 10 seconds from
Yeah,
each
The Witcher
trailer,
4
wasn't it?
trailer is
Yeah.
actually like 2 minutes long. And
Yeah,
But
so
let's
no, it's
still be clear,
6
though,
minutes long. 6 minutes long.
you're not getting any actual gameplay. It's all, you're getting advertisements that are like teasers
Yeah.
for all these games, right?
Most of them.
Okay.
Most of them, yeah.
Right. So as always, we have to have a disclaimer when we talk about all of these things.
Don't believe the hype.
There has been a lot of hysteria over the years to get us crazy excited about video games, and then it's Starfield, it's, let down, there's games with bugs. None of that said, there's some cool looking stuff here.
Yeah, the Witcher 4 trailer, by the way, is running on a unannounced graphics card.
Okay.
Which means
all right.
it's running on a 5090, which, by the
It's
way,
running on the fastest, best.
which, by the way, the 5090 has to have its own plug.
Yeah,
Is that true?
That's true.
probably.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
yes.
I understand you're playing as Siri in this game. Is it
Siri-
all Siri, or is it
All
just
Siri, as
some?
far
It's
as
all
we
Siri.
know.
You're not Garrett at all.
We knew this. Like this has been
Yeah.
this has been talked
didn't know
about
this.
already. Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
already came out and said this. That
Okay.
that Siri
The
is
only reason I know that is because there was this great thing that someone posted a screenshot of someone going, "What the fuck? You playing as Siri? Yeah, this is woke bullshit. You should have a choice." And then someone wrote, "Did he not play The Witcher 3? Because
Yeah.
half of that game
No.
you're playing as her." Like,
Yeah,
hello.
and also like
And
it's
how
a-
ironic that this dude's losing his shit. You have to play as a woman. Imagine how women feel when at 90% of games you have to play as a guy. Like, okay.
Yeah, like if you finish Witcher 3, it's very clear that like that's
Yeah,
the
it
end
is.
of Geralt's
Yeah.
story. So
Yeah,
he's not dead or anything, but it's just
He's
done.
done. He's done.
He's
Yeah.
done. So
Time to take some time off. And
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
spend more time with his demon spawn or whatever. He
well,
doesn't have
I
kids,
said I said this to you two, but like I mean the trailer really it's a beautiful trailer for Witcher 4, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really tell you anything. It tells you
No, it
that
does not.
you play as Ciri, you hunt monsters, and
Right. It's
the-
more Witcher.
and the ending is dark because you
Yes.
find out like the people are the monsters and not the monsters,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like I
And
don't-
she's badass. Can we just say
yeah,
she's
of course
badass?
she's
but I
badass.
don't really get
She's been bad.
like it hasn't told me anything to get excited about. Do you know what I mean?
No,
just
it's just like
exists.
she's not going to take any shit.
It's feeling.
It's fine.
And she's going to kill big
It's-
monsters.
And every game here, I think, is trading on some sort of emotional appeal, because what are they going to tell you? Like, here's how many quests there are in the game, or like, here's the new kind of system we have for spells or something. Probably not. Instead, it's like, you remember how much you love playing The Witcher 3? Well, it's more of that, baby. So get ready. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with it.
Anything
You know,
else?
I did think watching quite a lot of these trailers was like, wouldn't it be amazing if that's what the actual game looked like?
Well,
Obviously, it's never happening, but do you know what I mean? I was like, God,
Well,
that'd be
I mean,
incredible.
the graphics are going to be the graphics in The Witcher 3 are good, and they're going to be significantly better in this one, I think.
Of course they are, but they're never going to look like that CGI trailer.
Well, I mean, again, don't believe the hype. Like, they're showing you an unrealistically amazing. It's like when they show a fucking truck going up a mountain and shit. Like, you can't, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it did look
Okay.
amazing.
Anything else, Sarah?
I would imagine I'll be playing it.
Probably.
Yes, I think we
Okay,
will all play,
Duke,
probably.
you wanted to talk about Arad Dungeon Fighter. What do you want to
Yes,
say
I
about it?
do want to talk about this game. It's an open world RPG. You had me at open world RPG. It looks like good graphics. It's hard to know much about it. Like I kind of went looking for details, and there aren't very many because it's not really ready to come out yet. But it's got a really nice sort of cartoony art style. It looks sort of like Dragon Quest games. Yeah, I'm curious to know more. I'm not saying I'm going to get it day one or anything, but it looks like it could be very satisfying. Kind of a Genshin feel to it a little bit. I think I did see something about it having gotcha mechanics, which I don't really care about one way or the other. Like some people are like, I'm never playing it if it has that, and other people are, that's the only kind of game I play.
People love those.
People love it.
There's a game out at the moment called Infinity Nikki. Have you heard of this game?
Okay.
It's
Nope.
basically like it's a fashion game. So instead of fighting,
Okay.
you fight with your fashion and your style and
Nice.
whatever.
Right.
And it is like it is exactly that. It's like you
It's gotcha.
spin a wheel. It's a gotcha game. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I like combat and exploring, and if there's crafting, that's cool. So they're showing people diving out of airships, and yeah, it looks interesting to me. I'm curious to know more.
Very
So,
good.
Yes, please.
Very
This may be the one I'd never heard of before that I am most interested in. So
All right. So
Okay, fair enough.
you put your name next to the first Berserker Kazan.
Yeah, because it looks really, really good. But I just know I'll be shit at it.
it's
So-
a Dark Soul. I saw something about it. It's a very difficult
Yeah,
game. That's how
oh,
they're
yeah.
describing them now. Very difficult.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay.
What's interesting about
You'll
this
be,
game
you'll be
is
downloading the easy mod.
what's interesting about this game though, they have had betas and stuff, so there's full on like 20 minutes of gameplay of this game.
Right.
Yeah.
And it looks like an incredibly difficult God of War.
Right.
So there's these like what look like big mythical beasts and dragons and God knows what else.
Yeah.
And it's like a brawler, so you're fighting against these huge like bosses.
Yeah.
If I could play these games, I think it would be very satisfying and would look amazing.
Yeah.
But it just looks good. I'm never going to play it. I think it's a PS5 exclusive. It looks great. I mean, even the CGI trailer looks amazing, but the actual gameplay looks pretty impressive. I mean, the hair effects on the beasts and stuff
So
look.
you say you're never going to play it though?
No, probably never.
No, you just like the look of it.
I just like it. I just like the look of it.
Mm.
It looks really good, but I ain't gonna have the patience to probably get past the first few enemies in this thing.
I don't know. You might have said the same thing about Elden Ring once upon a time.
I don't know. I've seen
And look at you now.
the way that these enemies fight, and it's just ridiculous. Like the moves, the counters, the stuff they do, it's like constant. What is quite cool though, if you look at the proper gameplay, it's got like this cartoony look about it,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
which is not what I was expecting. So it's kind of got this almost like Japanese manga look.
Right, right.
Which is way different than I was anticipating, because I was expecting this to look like a bit like God of War, but when you see the characters,
Yeah.
they look like like animated characters from a manga comic or cartoon.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's quite interesting.
I put my name next to Screamer.
Right,
It's a racing
okay.
game.
It's a racing game. It's based on an old racing game. I'm not bothered about the old racing game, but what I love is arcade racing games. I love
Yeah.
me an arcade racer.
Sure.
Burnout,
Split Second.
Burnout
Burnout Paradise. yeah.
Blur, Burnout Paradise. all
But you
this sort of
didn't
stuff.
play the Need for Speed weird one that I got into.
No, because
Unbound? That was kind
feel
of
like-
arcadey.
Yeah, I feel like they're too simmy though. Even the Need for Speeds, but
Yeah,
this
that's
one
fair.
just looks
This looks very cartoony.
yeah story based.
Or arcadey, I should
Well,
say.
like the
Yeah.
character cutscenes are sort of anime style,
Yeah.
but the graphics is all neon. Just
And it very much reminds me of
cool.
Carbon, Need for Speed Carbon from back in the day, which was awesome.
and like Speed
Yeah.
Racer, the sort of
Yeah, yeah.
the Wachowski movie based on the comic and all that
Mhm.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just grabbed me. Like I don't know anything about it. It could be I could see some gameplay and get put off by it. It's not coming out till 2026, so I'll be 41 when this game comes out.
There you go.
Lovely. But I like the look of it.
Sure.
I put my name next to Dying Light. I don't know why. I never played Dying Light 2. I like Dying Light 1. I would like to play Dying Light 2. I just haven't really got round to it. So I won't talk too much about that. But the game that I will talk about,
Go ahead.
this might shock you. Rematch.
The soccer game.
Okay.
The soccer
Football game.
Do you know why?
Yes.
I'm
I don't.
Do you
interested?
like soccer?
It's because it's made by the people that made Sifu.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
So it's a
Yeah.
third person football game.
And it looks like it's a small team. Like you don't have a full
you're playing as
complement
I think
of-
like a dude. I think, and we're in this
Yeah.
sort of like life imitating art, art imitating life scenario where this looks like Rocket League,
Yeah,
it looks. I was
does.
going to say it looks like Rocket League. Yeah.
but Rocket League
It's
is
'cause-
also based on football. So what the
Right.
fuck is going on?
Well, it's because they know that Rocket League did certain things in terms of the aesthetics of it,
Yeah.
like having beautiful arenas and having trails on the ball. And when you score, it's not just hooray, you scored. It's ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-ba, and
Yeah.
it's like a big deal when you score. And
So,
I think that's what they've done here. They've
this
tried to.
is- Go on,
yeah.
go on, Duke. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like this is purely because I love Sifu.
Yeah.
And I've recently started playing it because Sifu came out in 2022, and I've
Yes.
recently started playing Sifu. So I just have such an appreciation of how they motion capture their their animation and stuff.
Sure.
So I'm down
And the
for this.
satisfyingness of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And it seems likely it'll carry over here, and it'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
very
yeah.
satisfying when you score a goal,
Absolutely.
kind of like Rocket League.
I don't think it's going to have an impact of like a FIFA or anything like that. I don't even think. I would hope. I want them to have success, but I would hope it to be like a Rocket League. But I mean,
that's
a
the
Rocket
thing is
League
that we
it's a giant, isn't it? So
it is, but it didn't start out as a giant because, as you know, they made a game before Rocket League, which didn't really go anywhere.
No.
And I think the question is this going to have the same kind of fun element that Rocket League has? Because the best thing Rocket League has going for it is you pick it up and start playing it, and you're like, okay, I'm not ever going to be able to do that fancy flying in the air shit, but I can hit the ball toward the goal, and it's meanwhile it's just silly fun. And I think this could be that kind of silly fun. I'm not saying it will be, but it could be.
I'm interested. Put it that way. I'm interested.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure.
I will give it a go.
So you bypass this, but I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Guitar. Is this
yeah.
Guitar Hero? Is this
So
plastic peripherals?
This was a funny
Haven't
one.
never-
They announced.
It's not a VR game?
No, Guitar is they announced the peripheral. So
Okay.
so
Nice.
basically,
It's a guitar.
somebody somewhere.
It's a drum set, ironically.
Somebody somewhere is making a brand new guitar
Okay.
peripheral controller.
Interesting.
There is no new Guitar Hero announced. There's no new Rock Band announced, but that exists. So that probably tells you something that might be coming
Yeah.
down the line.
Okay.
I think there is.
So there's
like
not a game called Guitar then?
No, it's an announcement of
It's just
a
a peripheral
controller.
called.
That's just
called
weird.
Guitar.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
All right.
Makes
Hey.
no sense.
Ah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, there was first the Wii, and then there were a lot of games on the Wii, so this could be that kind of thing. Probably won't be, but it could be.
Maybe. I don't know. It just seems a bit of a weird one.
Duke, Killing
Yes.
Floor.
Killing Floor 3. The Killing Floor games are interesting because they said, okay, Left 4 Dead, hold my beer and watch this. And then they were like, what do people like? They like shooting a lot of monsters. Let's do that times 1,000. And they just turned it up to 11, and then they turned it up 100 times more. So I've never really gotten into the Killing Floor games, but it's clear that they're giving it another shot because 2 came out pretty soon after the first one. And then there's been like a 10-year dip between the second one and this one. And it looks like they've again just hit times 1,000 with all sorts of weird ass monsters and a bunch of strange weapons. So, I'm not saying I'm going to, I don't know. The first one I think might have been free to play, or I got it real cheap, one or the other.
I didn't know. Is it?
And
so,
then I got
so
the
it is
second one when it was on sale.
It is sort of like a Left 4 Dead, basically. Is that,
It's a horde shooter, yeah. But I don't even, I mean, as I can recall, you're not getting anywhere. Like, it's just you're in a play. It's basically horde mode.
Right.
Now, it could be different this time, and it's possible that the second one had more than that, but that's what I recall from these games. And, good fun. Like, I recall playing the second one and having, like, people on the headset actually being helpful. Like, okay, they're going to start coming out from over here, and here, that's a good gun you should take with you. And, like, it's kind of the times that I played it, which wasn't a whole lot, to be fair, but I seem to recall having, it's same with Helldivers. Like, there's a certain kind of coolness that comes with co-op games that you just don't get in the PvP stuff.
Cool.
So I don't know. I'm curious.
It does look interesting.
Yeah.
And a tad gruesome. I mean, there is a lot of things
gruesome.
blowing up.
That's their trademark. It's like horde fun and blood everywhere.
Yeah.
So for the next game that I highlighted, which I'm surprised, Stu, that you didn't highlight, is Split Fiction. Split Fiction, which is the same people that made It Takes Two.
Oh, okay.
Make a thing go right.
Do you know, when I was watching the trailer now, stuff were going past that fast.
Yeah, it is quick. So
it became almost like a bit of a blur, and then I had to look at the ones I recognised.
So let me sell it to you. So I think the idea is like two writers get sucked into a video game. One of them is a writer of, and I might be fucking this up, but one of them is a writer of fantasy, and one of them is a writer of sci-fi, and you have to play through their fiction, pretty much.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
that 1 minute it might be you fighting dragons, and the next you like going from planet to planet, and so it's the classic sort of formula, but with two different genres.
Well, you got me at It Takes Two. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So that's the premise of it. I think it's. I don't think he's really made a bad game, to be honest.
No, and I love the fact that every game he makes is co-op.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you have to play every game in co-op.
He hasn't made a bad game.
No.
What was the first one where it wasn't
Brothers A Tale of Two
Because that wasn't
Sons.
co-op, was it? But it was.
man.
But it was.
No, it was kinda.
Yeah, but it was like
It
so
was aspiring
different.
to do the same kind of
The,
thing.
So different.
the remake had co-op, but it was a bit janky apparently because it
Because
wasn't
it
made
wasn't
to
built-
be co-op.
It wasn't made to be co-op.
Oh, was it
exactly.
A Way Out as
And
well? Was that the two? That
A
was the
Way
two,
Out
yeah,
was
yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
obviously, which is the angriest Millie's ever been at me.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously It Takes Two, which is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had.
And it won Game of the Year when it
It's
came
just
out.
brilliant, just absolutely sublime game.
I just think
Terrible
they're-
story, but great game.
I think they're just good at doing what they do in
Oh,
a simple way. They're
definitely.
just great at doing it. So I'm excited for this one. Maybe me and you should play it, Stu, together.
No, I can't.
Oh, you got to play it with
It's
the
a
daughter.
me Millie thing. It's got to be. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
What about
Hey.
Daddy-Daughter Day?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's
now,
gotta be
now
done.
that I've got a daughter, Stu,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I
there
could
you
play it
go.
with Rosa, but I think
in the
she's
time
Hey,
this will
Rosa,
take.
Play
in the
this
time-
game where you're shooting monsters in the head.
yeah.
In the time this will take to come out, you probably will be able to.
I don't know. I think it's probably out pretty soon. So yeah, we'll.
But they haven't, like you say, they've got. I mean, A Way Out had some bits that were a bit like,
Yeah.
but overall, still a great experience.
Yeah. Okay.
So
the
yeah,
next
I have
one-
high hopes for this.
The next one here is Den of Wolves by Duke. You've
Yes,
highlighted
this
one?
looks like a kind of like a shooter. I don't really remember much about it. So if you put it up, maybe I can remind myself.
It is up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's got some satisfying gunplay and, high-tech kind of stuff. And yeah. It's like I said, it's hard to know anything based on these games or these trailers anyway. So, whatever. This was one that kind of caught my eye a little bit. And the devil's always in the details. I remember when that's why I highlighted this. It kind of looks like it could be sort of like Section 8, because I would love for a new Section 8 game to appear. And I know it's not, but there's
Is this
a part of me that's
multiplayer
always
or is it
hoping.
a single player?
I can't tell. Oh no, I know what this is. This is the I saw something that said it is Payday, but in space, like science fiction type of Payday.
Okay.
It's like a heist type of thing. It's a co-op heist.
It's like a co-op
So
heist, yeah.
that's the thing, is that like nobody wants to do another Call of Duty multiplayer thing, but the awards was a game, the Payday is a game. Like they're finding their own way to do something different with the multiplayer formula now. So it's this is trying to do it with a heist in a sci-fi type of thing.
Yeah.
So
I'll
I'll see.
Next one was Helldivers 2.
Yeah, and at first I thought this was a new game, and then I realized, oh wait, this is just like a DLC or something like that. What the
Yeah,
fuck, people? Come on.
I don't know much about it. I want to play more of Helldivers. I just haven't.
See, that's the
really
thing.
gone
I
back
was
to it.
like, it occurred to me that this was a game that people, not just you and me, but that everybody was just wetting their pants over for a while, and then it kind of just evaporated.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting that a game could have that kind of impact, and then I just kind of lost touch with it because there were other things that came up, and I guess that's probably what happened with most people.
Pal World, anyone?
Power World, yeah, same thing.
I
Yeah.
suppose, but most of the people who were really into this, I can't imagine being there. That Venn diagram doesn't feel like there's a lot of crossover there, but I guess there is.
There was something about the developers that sort of messed things up a little bit. Like
Well, there was that, right?
a few
that
weapons,
people,
and,
right?
yeah.
But that's, I mean, again, I feel like that's like 5-10% of the populace.
Mm.
Like they're going to be noisy when that kind of thing happens. But I think most people, like for me, it just, I don't know, it became. I know that one of the things that happened with me when I was playing Helldivers is that I would get on a team with someone who knew the levels so well that they could literally just go off and do things on their own. And I was always just trying to catch up. And by the time I got to where they were, they had already saved the people in the base, or they had already blown up the enemy missile or whatever it was.
The reason why I don't play Helldivers 2 is because I do this podcast. Because I think I'm looking at Helldivers 2
wanna
now.
play
I'm like,
new things?
I could probably play this for like a year and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the
Right.
reason
Yeah,
because we do a podcast, I'm sort of pressured to like move on.
Try new things, right?
So that's probably
Well, not all of us feel that pressure.
Yeah,
Some
I
of
was
us
gonna
play
say,
the
that
same
doesn't-
shit all
yeah,
the time.
they do.
Yeah.
But that doesn't apply to your average Joe.
No,
does
I
it?
know. Yeah, I'm just talking about me. And
Yeah.
because I know Marsh, my best buddy Marsh, he plays this a lot. He still plays it.
Yeah,
you
still
know,
plays it.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
and,
cool.
and, but like our lives aren't synced up very well at the moment because I'm
Right.
only free when everybody's in bed, which is like 10:30, 11.
Yeah,
And he's
sure.
free before 10 because he gets tired at 10 o'clock. So like, so we just don't
Right.
we just don't sync
Yeah.
up.
Sure.
Yeah, so we don't play games together that much anymore.
Yeah.
Never. But yeah, I'd easily be playing this if I didn't do a
Yeah.
podcast. So
It's
looks
very
good.
well made, and I don't know anything about the DLC, but probably good.
Duke, you put your name, and I would have put my name next to this, but I didn't really watch the full trailer. But Game of Thrones, King's Road.
I don't know that I'm losing my mind over this one. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to play it instantly, but I do think it's interesting that we've never had a good Game of Thrones game. Now, I
No,
didn't
we
play
haven't.
the Telltale one, so I can't speak to that. But there have been like 2 or 3 RPGs, and they've all been shit. And it's really surprising because the same is not exactly true of Lord of the Rings, but the percentage of shit Lord of the Rings games compared to the percentage of good ones, it's significantly higher. The shit Lord of the Rings games.
There's been some good Lord of the Rings.
There have
games.
been some good ones, yes, absolutely, but there've been a lot more crap.
We all remember
so,
Gollum.
Exactly.
Gollum was
It's on
amazing.
sale today. That's the Steam sale of the day. $5.
Tell you what.
Overwhelmingly negative responses.
It's
I'm just like, holy
overwhelmingly too
shit.
expensive.
$5.
We remember when we all had a Gollum celebration day when it came out. We loved it so
Yeah.
much.
Oh well, let's go
Amazing.
play Evolve.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone about this, and they would have preferred it not to be set in the time of the books
Well,
and not
sure.
have book characters. But I'm like,
Right.
I actually quite like the idea of having those
yeah, it
characters.
has
Well,
to
that's
be
because
yeah.
it's the same thing as the Vatican thing, right? You know these characters, you know
Yeah.
this time,
Yeah.
and I think that makes perfect sense. I think that's exactly why they did it.
the
Like people
problem
want to
is-
be in that world.
The problem you get though when you do that is the sort of Star Wars problem because like I mean I'm a person that says there's more good Star Wars games than there are good Star Wars movies, but that's a different debate. But with every Star Wars game they make, they have to sort of write it into the lore somehow.
Oh yeah,
So they're like,
everything becomes
oh,
lore.
When in the timeline did it happen? It has to
Mhm.
happen at a moment that we all sort of care about.
Right.
So this is when all the Jedi's got killed off. How many? They
Right.
didn't do a very good job of killing off all the Jedi's because there's loads of them. So they run into that problem, and obviously Game of Thrones
Yeah.
there hasn't been many of them, but they. You know, like why didn't I see this in
Wow,
the
there've
show?
been 8 seasons.
No, but
That's a
like,
lot
like
of
games,
story.
games though. Like I
No,
suppose.
games, right,
Like,
yeah,
and
sure,
so
sure,
there hasn't been many opportunities to sort of like wedge things in
Right.
because things
Right.
can feel like really Jon Snow did this on a Sunday.
But see
you
that
know?
right, and that's always the thing that bugs me, and it's true about Star Wars as well. Like Oh yeah, in between these two very major life events, Mace Windu went off and fought Asajj Ventress and an army of 600 people. Like, wait a minute, funny that he never mentioned it. Like,
never
it just
mentioned
beggars belief at a certain point, and it's like, come on, y'all. So
be
I
fair,
get that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was going to say the Jon Snow character, and it sound. I don't know whether they got him to do the voice acting, but he sounds like Jon Snow. I was pretty impressed.
It's
to be
not
honest.
odd though, is it? Just saying.
It's not,
just
because
saying-
he's a
Northern.
kind of character who's
Northern.
like, why do you read so much?
Just saying.
Like, okay.
You're just saying bored and northern, like it is.
Yeah,
not,
exactly.
Right. Bless them. But no, this you're right.
And you don't have to know anything.
I don't like Game of Thrones is a good Game of Thrones video game is low hanging fruit, isn't it? It's just like
Oh, yeah,
it
you
there
seems
don't
like
for
it
the
should
sake.
be.
Yeah.
You need a good game, and that's been the problem. So it's people are going to go to it. The question is it going to be worth our time and money? And I don't know.
It
I'll be
looks
honest.
good, and it's an action RPG.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
They,
pretty
they,
cool.
they made an Indiana Jones game, and that turned
Yeah.
out okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, so far.
Well, and that was the other thing I was going to say. I have much love for the OG Indiana Jones arcade game, and then whoosh, whoosh. Like we walk from here and riding in the mine carts and stuff. That was class, man. I played a lot of that when I was a kid.
All right, we're going to move on.
Anyway,
Duke, you put your name
when-
next to Lord of the Rings:
okay.
Tales of the Shire.
Yeah, again, like this is cute. It looks like it's a low key Lord of the Rings game. Like you're not tossing any rings into Mordor.
I wonder what
You're
you're gonna
not
say
fighting
then.
orcs. I know, right?
You're not tossing.
But you're hanging out in the Shire, and like I don't know, the Shire is a nice place. I wouldn't mind spending time in the Shire. So it kind of feels like a little Stardew in the Lord of the Rings.
right.
So I don't know. I'm curious.
Was there
I'm gonna
gameplay in
keep
the
my eye
trailer?
on
I
it.
don't really remember.
Not really.
It looks.
I think it's
you
just-
say Stardew, I say Animal Crossing, and I think it's probably
Sure.
somewhere in the middle there, isn't it?
Well, I mean, Stardew is basically an Animal Crossing ripoff. Isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
But
next,
this is 3D, whereas Stardew is 8-bit top down.
yes, the next one that I put my name next to is Turok.
Turok.
I didn't really get a good
be right
look.
back.
I've got the Turok official reveal trailer here in front of me. I haven't watched the full trailer, but I'm a big fan of Turok since the Nintendo 64. Little old young me, Stu, when I was
A little you, little chinny.
your little chinny. I was 13, 14, 13 probably. And my first Nintendo 64, the first three games I got from my Nintendo 64 were Mario 64, Mario Kart, and Turok. And
Nice.
I just bloody loved it, even though that 64 game was absolutely shite. It was dog shit, but I played the cack out of it. And
it was the first game, wasn't it, that like actually gave us some dinosaur action,
yeah,
like at all worthwhile. Because there had been
Dinosaur
some dinosaur games before, but it wasn't anything really good.
no,
And this was aspiring to be good at least.
yeah, dinosaurs are just they're underdone in video games. You don't get good dinosaurs in video games.
Well, Ark.
no, I'm just talking about there just doesn't seem to be that many games that do dinosaurs for some reason.
Relatively
I don't know
speaking.
why.
There was never a great Jurassic Park game, and there really should have been.
They should have been. So yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Turok, even though really I don't know much about the franchise. I know it's a comic book and all this sort of stuff, but I don't know much about it.
I've only ever known it from the games.
They made a Turok game for the 360, which was also terrible. So I'm hoping that
This will be the one that
this
redeems
will be the
it.
one. This is going to be a franchise that does that franchise. This is going to be a game that does that franchise justice, because I think a lot of people
Yeah.
like the franchise.
Does it proud.
They do. I mean, the
Yeah.
only thing I would say, it reminds me so much of Horizon Zero
Horizon
Dawn.
Zero Dawn. Well, that was the thing.
And I'm
Horizon Zero
like,
Dawn came along and said, "Let's show you what it looks like when there's a good dinosaur game, but they're going to be
even
dino
if the
robots."
yeah.
Right. And then Turok was like, "Fuck, man, we should have done it."
Yeah.
Well, I
like
think
that."
Turok
Well,
is,
we can do it like
is that sort of mixture of like jungle and technology. So they're sort of.
Has it
doing
always
something.
been that way?
I don't know,
I
but
don't
this
remember
game seems to do
Okay.
that.
Well, this
yeah.
game, sure, yeah.
It definitely seems to be aping Horizon to
Oh
me.
yeah.
Hey.
Oh, totally.
But there's not only one zombie game out there. It's fine.
No, there isn't. I'm fine with it. But
yeah,
I
but
do
Horizon
think-
Zero Dawn does get to claim robo dinosaurs. I mean, Transformers did it first, but they didn't have a video game, so.
Okay. The Outer Worlds 2.
I never played the first one. I
Yeah,
know I
played
should.
it. It was all right. I wasn't
good.
blown away.
No, I'm not blown away, but it's good.
It's good.
It's
I hear
good.
good things.
All the things that you want Fallout to do,
Yeah.
it does them. It does all those things.
Except VATS.
It doesn't do that.
That's
Yeah,
the
but I
thing.
think that's
It doesn't
probably
have
probably patented though. So they probably.
So
couldn't-
what? They could call it Strats,
No,
and
it
it's just
wouldn't.
it takes place in
Strat.
Stratford. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Cats.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Outer
Yeah.
Worlds, the first one. I thought it had a good tone. I thought it was fun. It wasn't something that blew me away. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah.
something that was
No.
like, oh my god, this is game changing. I just
Not
remember
the next
thinking,
New Vegas.
I just remember thinking, this is good, man. I'm having
Yeah.
a good time. Like this is fun. So
And the trailer seems to be playing off of that because they said like Fallout 3 Part 2 New Vegas, like the second one. Like
Yeah.
they know their place
course.
as not the innovators, not as the people who give you the most amazing experiences, but New Vegas is considered the best Fallout game of the most recent bunch by a lot of people. So I think they're trying to continue that process of like, we know what we're doing, even if we're not on the level of like Bethesda or Project Red.
absolutely. So I'm
And to
excited.
be fair, they did make Pentiment.
Well, nobody's perfect.
And they're making that Skyrim knockoff, aren't they? There's a Skyrim
what?
how this is like a Fallout copy.
Yeah.
They're doing
right. I
they're,
didn't know they
they're
were
doing
a
one for
Skyrim.
Skyrim, and that's coming out
Oh,
next,
really?
next
Okay.
year. That's coming out next year
Cool. Why wasn't that part of this?
because that's been announced for like 2 years.
I don't know nothing about it though.
We've talked about
They
it.
need
on
to
the show.
inform ignorant people like me.
The next one is Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is. Go ahead.
I was going to say
Suzuki?
this is an old franchise from Capcom.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just looks cool. It's
It
like
does
what's
look
not
cool,
to
I agree.
like.
What kind of a
like,
game is it?
so-
What kind of a game is it?
It's a brawler by the look of
Brawler.
it.
Oh, I like
You
a
know, a bit
brawler.
of a third-person action RPG
Yeah.
type game, I would imagine. Lots of fighting with big enemies, and it seems to do some weird soul thing, and he like powers up his sword,
Right.
and it just looked cool. I just like the look of this. It looks good,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's like a remake. I think it's a whole new game within the
Well,
franchise.
it's a reimagining, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
I
it
know.
seems to be inspired by the Sekiro. Is that the one?
Yeah, it does look a
Yeah.
lot like that. It looks
Right.
good.
I knew it was an old game, but I don't know much about it, unfortunately. Looks good.
Looks good.
Next one is Borderlands 4.
I know people are sick of Borderlands, but I gotta be honest. When I was playing Borderlands 3, I just could not stop playing it, and it's really weird because I didn't have that problem with Borderlands 2. Borderlands 1 couldn't stop playing it. Borderlands 2, I was like, this is good, and then other stuff came along. Borderlands 3 could not stop playing it. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is good, and then I kind of wandered off. Like it's every other Borderlands game for whatever reason. Just I guess the pre-sequel didn't really grab me, but it's just, I don't know. I think they do such a good job in general. I loved 3 a lot, and I'm excited for another one. I'm not going to buy it right away. I'll
I
get it
just
when
feel
it's cheap
like
as
it's
chips.
been logged to death.
Of course it has, but that's part of the fun for me because they're very self-aware, so they're like, they're not trying to tell a good story. Like the story in 3 was shit, but they knew it, and they're like, whatever, it's the gameplay, it's the loot, and I'm like, yeah, it is. So let's do it. And the same is true of Wonderlands. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands has a really weird story, and it's very meta, and it's like people playing Dungeons and Dragons, but with guns, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like, who cares? It's the gameplay. And this actually, watching this trailer for Border 4 made me like, I never really played all of Tiny Tina. I'll go back to it. So I started playing Tiny Tina a little bit this week again, and I was like, all right, I'm back into this.
I'll be
Let's see.
honest. I'll be honest. The Telltale Borderlands is probably the best one.
Yeah, well,
So-
Yeah.
that's fine.
so
I've heard
funny.
good things.
Yeah,
It
that
is good.
Yeah. I liked Borderlands a little bit. I fell
Yeah.
off 2, even though I thought it was really good. I never played any more than that. I just don't. I don't know. There's something about the dice roll of you're gonna get a random gun. Isn't really
Well, that's the
appealing
thing.
to
Is
me.
you're
No,
not into
there's-
looter shooters. You
No.
just
There's
don't like looter shooters. and I don't
30,000
blame you.
connotations.
Loot,
Right.
loot
And
in a
they-
video game isn't really good for me. I don't like it. So.
Right, and that's if you're not into the loot, then But I think that they've had to tone it down a little bit because I remember in 2 it was just bonkers. Like every 5 seconds you're getting a new weapon, and that's kind of the way it is in Wonderlands. But on the other hand, it's very easy to just take it and like not look at it. You know what I mean? Like they've done the colors so that that a purple weapon is going to be worth your
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and the gray weapons and the green weapons and even the blue ones to an extent are like, hey, whatever, who
Sure.
cares? And so I think that it doesn't take away from the loot exactly, but it makes it easier to deal with, so it's not as overwhelming.
Yeah.
So,
No,
or whatever it's worth.
You know, I don't despise Borderlands. Again, I used to play them with Marsh. I never played them alone.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I do think they're again, it's designed for co-op, but I had plenty of fun on 3 alone, and I think they do walk that balance pretty well. So.
Yep. All right. So the next one I think was it
Kiara, and I have no idea what this is. Why did I highlight this one? Oh yeah, this is the one that's it's given me Terraria vibes.
All right, Terraria.
It's like a 2-year Terraria. It's a 2D crafting game, so far as I can tell. Like it's really hard to tell what's going on in this game, but it's cool looking, and it's got, you know, you're building stuff, and I'm here for it. I'm here to find out more about it. Like, I'm not necessarily gonna get it right away, but I am curious to know more, and I wanted to look up who's making it, so maybe I can tell you more in a second when I look it up.
It does look like Terraria, doesn't it?
Doesn't it look like Terraria? So yeah, Kiara video game. There's a lot of versus bolts for Kiara.
Yeah.
Cyclist. What the fuck?
A new developer, maybe.
Could be. Anyway, I'm not seeing nothing about it. But
all right. Stu, Okami 2, the sequel.
Okami.
The sequel that no one asked
speaking of
for,
games that
but
people
everybody
love.
wants.
What's gonna
Yeah.
get? I played Okami a long time ago, has to be said.
Yeah, it was
Beautiful looking
was it
game.
a PS2 game that came to the Wii? I
think so. Yeah, you played as a dog.
A dog.
You play as a dog in this really cool pastel painted scenery.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. This, on the other hand, looks like Flower with a dog.
Oh god.
Is what this game looks like. It looks cool. I'm probably going to play it. It's arty. It's looking a bit weird.
That's you
I think
all
it's
over,
gonna
though,
be-
isn't it?
It's
Stu?
me all over. It looks
That's
good.
you.
It looks beautiful. So yeah.
And there's not a lot to go on really with the track.
No,
It
nothing.
just- it exists.
It runs
and-
along a bit. Then there's loads of flowers come, and then it carries on running.
Yeah,
and
it's a-
that's about
I
it,
mean,
really.
Am I right in saying it's a game where you paint the world? Is that a kind
Yeah,
of
there is no, there is combat. I'm sure I remember dog combat.
dog combat?
Dog combat. So it's not just a case of
Or
running around.
Dombat, you mean?
Dombat.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
So, yeah, Dombat.
Cool. Next one I highlighted was Mafia: The Old Country. So
yeah,
I'm
now
just-
we're talking Chinese language.
This is you talk about Okami being you, Stu.
Yeah.
This is totally me. Mafia,
Yeah.
open world,
Horses,
killing,
Sicily, presumably.
slitting throats. Like this is just.
But is it got the Vatican?
Does it
Yeah.
have the Vatican? No.
And does it look like the Vatican?
No. This is you know, where do you go after Mafia 3? You know, there's only so much you can do. So it's interesting. It's a new direction for the Mafia series. They do take their time in making these games, and I think they slipped up a lot when making Mafia 3. I didn't really like the direction, so I'm keen to
So
play.
do you think this is going to
one.
be purely story driven,
I think
action game?
I'm hoping they'll find a good balance because a lot of people hated the linearity. Thank you.
There you go. That's a good game.
Of
Good
the
word.
second game, and then the third game, there was like right then and spat their dummy out and said, right, everything's going to be side quests then. And then I was like, no, that's not what we want.
You see, I didn't mind 2 for that because the story was so good.
I loved 2, but 3 was just side quests. 3 didn't have many main story quests. I'll be interested to see what they're going to do with Mafia: The Old Country. Obviously, cannot wait. It's going to be great. And the voice acting, the motion capture, the graphic, always top draw stuff with Mafia games. So whatever you're going to get a good soundtrack, good acting, good gameplay, guaranteed.
Yep.
Guaranteed stamp
Good.
on that. And then we
Finish
finish
stamp of approval.
We finish off with probably it was the absolute headline game announced at the end. Naughty Dog's new franchise, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. What did we think?
I don't know what I think, to be honest.
Shush.
I feel no. I'll be honest. I feel like we've had a lot of generic space games that haven't hit the mark, and I'm
Well,
like, what's
you're
this
talking about
gonna
Starfield.
be?
You're just talking about
Ah,
Starfield.
No, but what are we gonna? What is this? What is it? Is it an RPG? Is it going to be a story-driven single-player game? What are we getting here? Because
I
it
don't-
didn't tell us anything.
No.
Yeah, but Naughty Dog doesn't do RPGs, does it?
Well,
I
it
think-
doesn't, but it might.
I
Who
think-
knows?
we know that it takes place on that planet that she heads to at the end. I think I've heard somewhere something about basically the game is on that planet.
Right. Well, what's it
Uh,
going to be?
I think
It's going to be a Naughty Dog game. Like, I understand your belief that they could do something different. I'm telling you, I don't believe they're going to be doing something different. I think it's going to be a story-driven game with good combat and a lot of exploration and climbing of shit, because that's what Naughty Dog does.
I've
and they
got
do it
some
well.
apprehension. I've got apprehension.
Well, that's fine.
What is the apprehension that you think it's going to be an RPG space game?
I don't know
They're going
what
to try
it's
something
gonna
new
be.
and they're going to stumble and they're not going to stick to what they do well. Is that
Because what we know them for is right, really fun Indiana Jones ripoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it bothered me that she had the razor the wrong way. It bothered me that. It's like, who shaves their head like that? What the
She
fuck's
does.
going on? You
Wow,
have it-
really? That's the thing? Oh my goodness, it's been a while.
No, but it's a little thing. You have the
Stop whining about minor aesthetic details.
The razor goes under your hair, not on the top of it. It's just a weird thing to do. But it bothered me.
They got a red sword that's got laser beams sticking out of it. And they're like, you know, the
No, but it's
razors
such a
are on.
simple thing. It's like, who was making this trailer and went, that's the way you hold a razor when you shave your head? No, it isn't. You have
Well,
it the
maybe
other
not the way
way.
you hold it.
No,
I don't
that's
even
the way it
remember this
goes.
part of it. What's
Maybe
the
that's
what's
anyway.
this about a
maybe that's an
razor?
integral part of the story, and somebody teaches you the
Maybe.
best way to hold it.
But I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm just a bit like, ooh, I don't know. Do you know? Because we've had like I said, fun Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider type games, right?
I think
Which
this,
obviously
this,
Nathan Drake.
this still could qualify. The protagonist, she seems charming,
going to.
funny.
But then we've had
she-
heavy, emotional Last of Us type
And this
stuff.
could be.
Yeah, but like you know, the Last
Oh.
of Us, like maybe that's too heavy, and they're like, you know what, let's go for a lighter tone again. But the main character, I don't know her name, but like I thought
I
she
liked her. I
thought
liked
she was
everything
cool
about it.
I know,
Yeah.
And a lot of people would on our Discord, they were saying like, oh, product placement and stuff like that. I like that because that's that's what I would wear. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would do. And someone brought it up as well in the Discord. It's like you don't when it's in the Back to the Future movies and stuff like that, you don't hate it. It's just
I
because
like-
it's what actually people would wear.
I liked at the end when she had a CD player and she
Yeah.
put freaking Pet,
Pet
Shop
Shop
Boys
Boys.
on. That was cool.
It's
I
got
like a lot
n-
about this.
It's got like
but
a 90s futuristic feel,
it does.
and I like
it. Does. It's got a bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy feel for me,
Yeah, I think it's great. I
which
think
I'm
it
not
looks great.
completely opposed to. But is it going to be good enough for me to buy a PS5 finally? That's the question.
But I don't know why you're expecting anything less than a.
I don't
like
know.
what Naughty
I
Dog
don't
do.
know.
It's going to be a Naughty Dog.
Yeah, it's going to be a Naughty
adventure
Dog
game. That's what it's
Right.
going to be.
I mean,
I
we know
know.
that we know The Last of Us 2 took some chances, but for the most part, gave us exactly what we thought we'd get and exactly what we wanted.
it's gonna. I bet
And
you it's gonna have stealth. It's gonna have gun combat because she
Yeah,
holds a gun,
sure.
and it's gonna have a
Yeah.
big sword laser thing in
Right.
there.
And I just watched the part with the Clippers. It's not a big deal. I agree with you that most people would not shave
Don't
their head
bring
that way,
it
but
up.
on the other hand, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Attention to detail. That's what I expect all the time.
It looks
from Naughty
great.
Dog.
It's just
Yeah,
maybe she's weird. Maybe some people do things weird and different.
I love
That's
I
fine.
love the 90s futuristic feel of it though. I think it. I
Yeah.
just think it looks great.
It's got
and
a nice vibe.
A lot of
to it.
people are upset about it. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a woman, but like
I
don't know.
mean, obviously that doesn't bother me, but I'm just more bothered about what's he gonna be. What's he
Yeah.
gonna-
Well,
And why is she
fair
driving
enough.
a Porsche spaceship?
Why fucking?
What's wrong with a Porsche spaceship?
I
Why
guess.
Yeah. If you're gonna make a time machine, why not do it with some style?
It's just cool, man. I just thought that trailer
DeLorean?
was cool.
See
It
what they
looks
do?
fine. It does
I'll
look
let it
fine,
out.
but again, it's all
Okay.
CGI. It doesn't
I'll
tell
have
us
to play the sound clip.
anything about the
Of course
actual
not. That's true of
game.
all of these.
Yeah, to an extent.
You know, the Last
Okay.
Guardian teaser trailer didn't tell you much, but then
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
you get into it and
You got
yeah,
excited.
yeah,
true.
it's just I think it looks great. Just I
There's some
think-
good game. I mean, the one thing we can take away from all of this is there's potentially some
There's some
really good
good-looking
games
stuff
coming.
coming
Yeah,
out.
there
some
was
Yeah.
some
stuff
good
coming
things
out.
announced, and there's some stuff that we didn't quite talk about, like Thick of-
Elden Ring,
Thick
for
of Thieves,
instance.
Elden Ring, Midnight Murder Club. There's like
Squid Game
Yeah.
Unleashed.
Squid
I
Game
mean, I did have a
I
lot.
love, they got Domino's pizza ads with like Squid Game. Like, wait a minute, the delivery person's in the room with the little robot shooting lasers. What the fuck is that? Why are we? Oh, I'm hungry for Domino's all of a sudden because you're showing her about to get murdered. What are you doing?
So I think the
sense.
future looks quite bright for video games at the
Yeah.
moment. After that,
I did look. I mean, Thick as Thieves looked interesting, and Midnight Murder Club.
Yeah.
Midnight Murder Club looked interesting, but I don't know whether I could get over the art style with all them weird red bullet traces going everywhere.
Fair enough. And there's also a lot of stuff that here. This is just DLC, which I think is interesting because it's like those aren't new. Power World's not a new game. That's Faybreak. It's a new like expansion.
Well,
or
they're
something.
trying to get
Dave the
people
Diver in the
back
Jungle.
in.
Come on, man. Yeah, The Long Dark 2. That's a new game, and I'm curious to know more about it. But it's called Black Frost.
And like the Hunt had an expand like Post Malone.
Yeah, exactly.
Murder
Right.
Circus.
Tekken 8. Come on, Tekken.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a good awards. Do you know what won game of the year?
I did, and I
couldn't-
hadn't played any of it.
I couldn't give less of a shit.
Well,
Balatro apparently
Some
won a
people do.
lot.
Well, that's the thing.
Hold on. Let me read up the nominee. Game of the year.
Okay.
Don't look it up, Stu.
I'm not looking it
I'm
up.
not looking at anything up.
Game Awards. So, I thought you'd be interested because I don't know. We're on a fucking video game podcast, right? So,
Nope, couldn't care less.
So out of
Fuck
these,
that
these were the games that were nominated.
Yeah,
and-
but let's be honest, it's not really a good measure of what's been the best games.
no, what like a vote of the public.
Yeah, exactly.
The public voted for this.
Yeah, but that's not a good measure,
Yeah,
is
but
it?
who
really?
cares? Yeah,
Yeah.
it says the man who's always quoting Steam
Right,
reviews.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. So this is
Okay.
these are the
Go
finalists.
ahead, just real quick. Finalists.
Astrobot,
Yeah.
Metaphor Refantasio.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I'm curious about the story, but I don't think I ever play it.
Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Talk about an overextended franchise. Jesus.
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, and Balatro. Which one do you think won?
Well, I hope it's Balatro.
I love the idea that Balatro's game of the year. I mean, I don't have anything against Balatro, but I mean, come on, up against those AAA titles. I know what won, so I can't say it.
I didn't vote actually, but I would have voted. I did. I've got a life. I can't vote, but
you hear that, listeners?
no, I've got like nappies to change. I can't vote.
Yeah, there you go.
I would have voted for Balatro. What would you have voted
Yeah, of
for?
course.
But what do you think won? What do you think won? Realistically, what do you think won? So,
Well, I know what won, I
Astrobot,
can't say.
Metaphor, Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Elden Ring.
I would have
Erd
guessed
Tree,
Black Myth Wukong because that's the one I've heard people.
As it
wetting their
happens, I
pants about.
know what won this category.
Yeah, so just go ahead and
Did
say
you look it up?
No, Adam told me, so I know.
So you said about 1 minute ago you said I don't give a fuck.
No, I was only this is the only category.
But that
I
was
know
about his
about.
interest level, not his awareness of.
Oh, go on then, Duke. So Stu's fucked up the game.
Astrobot
so-
won. Yes.
Yeah, Astrobot. So we all knew. So I'm just doing the game
all
with
knew.
no one.
Right.
Brilliant.
That's right.
What a
I kept
great-
saying I knew.
What a great
Yeah.
thing we just did there.
Yes.
Astrobot won.
And don't worry, people. We still got emails and speak pipes to come. So
Only one email as it goes.
only
but
one
I'll
email
be
as it
honest, feel like this email is going to cause quite a bit of debate, so I may save it till next week.
Well, next week is
I can
the
respond
the
to it
Christmas
off
show,
air. Next
isn't it?
year's Christmas. We're not doing it next week. I will keep my comments to a minimum. I can't promise not to respond, but I will keep my comments to a minimum.
Just read it. Just read it.
Okay, here we go. It is.
Are we ready? Is it? Oh, we're here now. I didn't know if we were
Yeah,
done
we
with
are.
anything else with the Game Awards.
No,
Okay.
we're here.
Email. Go ahead.
It's from Jason.
Yes, it is.
And he says, "Don't feed Gizmo or get him wet. The meat cute."
What?
Okay.
So he says, "I understand you see me as a troll, a bell
didn't say that.
end." More, I did though, didn't I? I
Right.
said, "Don't
Okay,
feed
so
the
this
troll."
is for you. Okay.
This is me.
Okay.
A bell end, more than likely the largest bell end you've ever felt. My concerns are genuine. I know you understand that 75% of my emails are meant to get some sort of reaction. No, never in a hurtful way, but damn, kindergarten cop hit a nerve last week. To troll or not to troll? I've never trolled, you bell ends. You've given me plenty of shit though, haven't you, you twats? I was giving an honest review update. Now, can you stop talking about Duke's #1 selling controversial book for 1 second? I know it's good, but damn, just buy the book, it's good. Except for the period thing. I never like periods. I'm glad I only got them once a month. You. I hope you're using the back button when you play Pentiment to truly get to know all the characters. I am using the back button a lot. Just to try and remember who the hell everybody is when you mention them. And it's such a good little mechanic. The game isn't about banging nuns or cheap laughs. Well, there is quite a bit of that in it, to be fair. You, Stu, are selling it short. It's an intellectual, metaphysical, metaphorical masterpiece that will
nice alliteration there. I like it.
And it's my favourite story game of all time. You've somewhat caught on to where it's going, but it ain't no murder mystery, sir. And
Well, it
it
sounds like Act 1 kind of was.
Yeah, it was. And it damn sure isn't a game about banging monks, although that does happen. That does happen.
Is that you adding that in, or is that Jason admitting that?
No, that's me. I'm saying that does happen.
Oh, okay. See, because it's kind of confusing. To listen.
Duke, I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
I see what you did there with the Humpty dance. It's your chance to do the hump.
No, not with a nun. It was an old school restroom. So the sound was fairly straightforward, but she went in with me regardless. I get stupid, shoot an arrow like Cupid. I respect the care and attention you give to those I have offended, for which I apologize. I never did it in the bathroom either. Sorry for lying.
Yes.
I love everybody. Yeah, my nose is big, but I also like to joke, so suck old bub and listen without prejudice. On to some positive vibes. Mike.
Yes.
When my kid was a toddler, I would tell her on the fly made up bedtime stories.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
At night to get her to go to sleep. It's been well over a decade now. And last night she says, Dad, can you tell me one of those stories you used to tell?
Nice.
I totally blanked out. Couldn't remember any of them. She spent the next hour telling me all those stories in full detail. A
Things you say
pentimento-
sometimes
Exactly.
land on, yeah.
A pentimento, no doubt.
See what
But
you
she
did there.
remembered so much. That was major good dad vibes.
It is.
Read to your baby. Tell her stories that are important. She'll always remember them. Yeah, we started reading to Millie from 6 months old. So we read to Millie every night from 6 months on.
Rosa's favourite book is it's called Some Dogs Do, and it's about like this dog that flies when he's happy, and all his school friends like saying, "Your dogs don't fly," and he says, "But I did," and she loves that book. She can sign dogs. She can go woof, woof, like this. So she always wants the dog book.
See, Millie, when she was her favourite book was the little mole who knew it was none of his business.
See, if I had kids, I'd show them TikTok because that's what cool people are looking at, not books.
And it was about a mole who wakes up one day with a shit on his head, and he has to figure out who did it. So he has to go around to all the other animals and went, "Did you do this on my head?" And they go,
Oh,
"No,
my
because when
God.
I do a poo, it looks like this," and they would do their poo, and he'd go,
Wow,
"Oh, well,
that sounds like a Stewart kind of book.
It's just the best story ever."
That
And
sounds
used to-
great.
And we used to always finish off with a really short book, and it was called "Go to Sleep, Daisy." So every night,
I'm gonna get that Samuel L. Jackson book. Motherfucking go to fucking sleep.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, but tell her stories are important. She'll always remember them. But me,
Yes.
a troll, I'll remember that. Lol. Stop yelling at me, Duke. Don't quit me. Brokeback Mountain ain't no good without you. It's true. It's cold out here, Jason.
What? Okay. Thank you, Jason.
Oh, P.S. I can't believe a stupid card game won so many awards. How about ban
Uh-oh.
that shit and
Uh-oh.
please don't feed the troll. Up your nose with a rubber hose, Stu. Merry Christmas, you filthy twats. Will some listeners please step up with emails? I've been cancelled. It must have been my shit emails. Much love, the Grinch.
See, it's funny that someone having their email read out is talking about being canceled because that's not really how it works. Thank you, Jason. We appreciate that. I don't feel like there's bad blood. I take you at your word. I don't believe you're a troll. That's why I try to respond in
come
kind.
on. He does troll you a bit.
He's trying to get a reaction. That's not
Yeah.
necessarily the same thing as trolling. Trolls are, that's all they do. Jason has some genuine things he's trying to communicate.
I guess.
So it's not fair to write him off in the same
No,
way.
he's 20% troll. Then we'll give him
That's
20%.
fair. I would agree with that
80%
percentage.
not.
But there's no bad blood here, baby.
Now we got bad blood.
Wow. Copyright strike there. It's Taylor Swift.
The Duchess sent me a thing from the New York Times about, there's a book of poems inspired by Taylor Swift songs. Can you guess which song inspired which poems? I tanked that fucking quiz. I got 0 out of 10 right. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know
Well,
any of
that's
this
because
shit.
you're not a true fan.
I'm not a true
Not a
Swiftie.
true Swiftie, yeah.
You're not a true
And I wasn't
Swiftie.
actually reading the poems, to be fair. I was like making breakfast. I'm like, I ain't reading this shit right now.
I ain't reading
What
these
am I,
shit.
a nerd? I'm listening to Ta-Nehisi Coates' book, by the way.
Well,
One last thing before we
Oh,
wrap
go
it up. I watched the episode of Secret Level that's about New World, and
Oh,
it's good.
yeah.
It has Arnold Schwarzenegger as the voice of the main character. I was like, damn.
Wow.
And it's interesting because, I would not call New World a trademark, a landmark game that a lot of people are interested in or familiar with. But then I realized, oh, wait, it was made by Amazon. So, of course, they're going to big up their own game.
But also,
Again,
like they
don't you want to play this?
One of the episodes is on Sifu as well. So
It is. I watched that as I was going
I
to
haven't
sleep.
watched it yet, but
taking
like
a nap.
they've picked games that aren't necessarily like
Right.
super.
They're
super
not.
picky.
Although there is one about Pac-Man, so
yeah,
I mean,
of
they
course,
are
but
going for
no,
some of the classics.
Yeah, but like
not
it's-
all of them.
It's
Yeah,
not all
some
of them
are
are,
more
is about
niche.
that. Yeah, it's
Right.
almost like
But it's just like they were like, all right, we're making this series about video games. Do one about New World. Nobody likes New World. Shut up. Do one about New World.
yeah,
God
yeah.
damn it. Here, you can have Arnold Schwarzenegger for the character. Like, okay, fine. We'll do one about New World.
Do it.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's a decent story in like a 10-minute little chunk. So yeah,
Oh, we binged Black Doves in 2 sittings this week, which is
Black
pretty good.
Doves.
Yeah, it was good.
Have you seen? There's one that's like South Korean Black Mirror. It's called like Apocalypse and I. It looks very interesting.
No.
I think it's on Netflix. I'm curious.
There you go.
So, yeah.
So that's it. Time for some shouty outies and get outy outy here.
It's time for a shout out.
Hey! I'm going to shout out SLH because she's been in the chat. I will shout out Stephen Pemberton. And he's not giving it up with Jacinta, man. I got to tell you, I'm sorry. I like you, Steve. You seem like a really nice guy. I just don't think it's going to happen. So, I mean, for whatever it's
Well,
worth.
basically, just to say, he said he'll come on next week's show if
she
Jacinta's
comes
on. Yeah, if Jacinta's on at the same
I just
time.
don't think it's likely to happen, dude. Like,
Well, you never know.
there's
Stranger
there's
things
plenty
have happened.
other.
Maybe it's fate.
There's plenty other fish in the sea, man. If it were fate, it would have happened by now. And I'm
Well,
sorry,
she does
I
live in
just don't-
Australia. It's a long way away.
Yeah, so maybe shoot for something closer to home is all I'm saying. Like, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, I will also shout out
Don't
Amar
kill the
'cause he's-
man's dreams. Leave the man alone.
I'm trying to let him know that they're dead. I'm not killing anything. I'm just pointing to the fish that's not flopping around on the ground
God,
and
you're
being like,
such a mean
that
person.
fish is done. That makes me mean, huh? Okay,
You
fair
are
enough.
mean.
You can have him continue to drag the dog corpse around. Going, come on, let's
Look.
play fetch. I'm
Let
here
him
to tell him the dog is dead. Like,
Let him
let's
have his
bury it
dream,
and get you
bless
a new
him.
dog. Anyway. Shout out to Amar. He's building a gaming PC, and he said, I asked him what's the first game you're gonna play on it, and he said, emulating a SNES game, and I'm like, motherfucker, you don't need a new gaming PC for that
No,
shit.
he's already got a bloody whatever they are. Not Cody. The bloody. I
Well,
don't
he's
know.
showing me all his bits as they arrive. He's got the Intel Core Ultra
Yeah.
7. He's got the GE Force RTX 4070. He said, yeah, he wants to do F-Zero, a SNES version. And I was like, you don't need a fancy game for PC
No,
for
he's-
that.
he's
He gave me the Dumb and Dumber gif. La la la, can't hear you. Okay.
I was just about to say when I could remember it. He's already got a Raspberry Pi that does all that stuff,
Yes.
which was a lot cheaper.
Anyway, he's got his RAM, 32 gigawatts of
Wow.
RAM, and the only thing he needs is his exhaust fan, which is arriving Thursday. So, yeah, he's fun to talk to on WhatsApp as always. And shout out to the Duchess because she made some good cookies for our cookie potluck. Shout out to our neighbors who came by to exchange cookies and good holiday cheer. Shout out to my friend who's going through a hard time, even though he'll never hear this. And shout out to everybody listening to my voice right now. We love you. We're so glad you're part of our community. Send in emails and be part of our show next week.
Yay.
Yeah. Christmas show.
I'm going to shout out you two guys as always. Shout out Chinny for setting up all the stuff for the Game of Year award announcements. And yeah, anyone who listens, really. So thank you very much for the support all these years. And my voice has been a bit weird tonight, can I say?
It's always weird.
Yeah,
I'll shout out Tim Kelly. Me and him have been exchanging some chats on the Discord about music bands. I'm fascinated with a band called Fontaine's DC at the moment. I love this band.
Okay.
And only cool people know about them. And then Tim Kelly's one of those people because he was like, oh yeah, they're brilliant. And then he showed me another band where they're from Birmingham. I forgot their name, but then I listened to them and they were all right. So yeah, shout out to Tim because we had a
Coldplay.
Yes, it was Coldplay.
Yeah, it was Coldplay. Never
Yes.
heard of those.
Yes.
Every band is
Yeah.
Coldplay.
Yeah.
The Beatles were actually originally called Coldplay.
Yeah,
Did you know?
yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. On that tidbit of fascinating information, I think it's time to go.
Thank you very much, love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Why don't you? Hello.
Oh, I get it. I get
Why don't you? Why don't you?
That was a farcical sound effect.
Television set and go and do something less boring instead. Sit at home, watch TV. Hurry up, slow. Why don't you? Why don't you? Go.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Do you know, I was just like, is it titbit or tidbit? So I've had a look, and I didn't know this.
It's tid,
Tidbit's American, titbit's English.
No.
Oh, is that right? Huh.
Yeah,
about
so
that?
there you go.
Hi, Duchess, out in the foggy. It's so weird out right now. Look, I'll turn the camera around. Look how hazy and foggy and weird it is out there.
Oh my god.
Oh, it looks
the
so
Duchess
spooky.
looks like a fucking murderer.
She
Yes,
looks
she
like a
does.
murderer. It really
All
does.
she needs- all
You're
she
on
needs
the
is
stream.
Jesus Christ.
All she
that's
needs is to be
scary.
holding an axe.
Oh, she's got
She's
eggs.
holding an egg.
Yeah, it's
2
not quite so
eggs.
scary.
Yeah, she's got 2 eggs.
That was the
You look like a
Yeah.
murderer, they said.
You do.
Yeah, I did.
She
It was a bit
does.
It was a bit murdery looking.
Jesus.
A bit murdery.
Christ.
Of course, that's kind of a description of the Duchess all the time.
There you go.
Out in the
Well,
winter
one night
cold.
you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, she's not going to murder me. I'm the
Might
person she
smother
lives
you.
with.
Might
She's go
smother
out and
you in your
murder other
sleep with a
people.
pillow.
No, I'm the last person she should murder because then it's obvious that she killed me.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But a drifter,
She
nobody's
could
gonna
blame
miss
it
a
on the
drifter.
goat.
Blame it
Rampaging
on the
goat.
goat.
Yeah, she's
I never
like,
go near the goats. Everyone knows this.
Well, that's why they don't like you.
Luigi. Blame it on Luigi.
What?
Uh,
Oh yeah. Oh Luigi.
Right, guys.
I'm not a part of this like fan club. I'll be honest.
As much
All
as
right,
I
you
love
leaving?
you, yeah, I've got to go.
Yeah, we love you too. You got your 1 day of work this month tomorrow.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay.
I will
fun with that.
speak to you guys next week.